Are you ready? What?
I got something to say.
Tuesday night, Andy. It's here again. Whoa,
What's going on?
jeez. Hey, everybody. Wow. No opening act, as somebody said. It's the headliners are here. There's no opening acts. We had no pre-shows tonight. Hopefully nobody
No
missed
pre-shows.
Scott
That's
and
okay.
Marty. They got things going on, and
People are
it's all
busy.
right. People are busy.
We
We're
apparently
all
are not
busy.
because we never miss a
No,
week, which
we
is
never
crazy.
are. I don't know what that says about us. we
Think
have
we're
no life.
due for a week off. I'm just saying.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I think we're due for a week off.
How was your
Very
week? How was your week?
It's been busy.
Yeah.
It's been very too busy. But
Well,
yeah,
that's
you
a
know,
good
it's just-
thing then. Keeps you moving. Keeps you on your toes.
we
I had a
talked
great week.
about this. What was it on Monday?
Yeah.
And said we can't get anything done on Monday because we're prepping for today, and then we don't do anything on Wednesday because we're debriefing about today.
Right.
Thursday, we're talking about, wait a minute, we need to get ready for next Tuesday. Friday, we kind of hammer out the details. We take the weekend to rest, and then next thing you know, we're right back at it. So that's kind of
Groundhog's Day. That's what happens. That's where the genius of the show comes in, right? That's how in depth we are. Hey, there's Bourbon. We're gonna say hello to everybody. I want to say something. Bourbon, he didn't text me back. I want to know how Starlight was in his trip to Kentucky. I got no response from Bourbon. I mean, he's ghosted me. Maybe he didn't have a good time. I saw pictures. It looked like he was having a fabulous time.
People are talking about your nice shirt you got there, buddy.
Oh, we sold some of these guys. This is up on Teespring right now. We thank you all the everybody out there who went to our Teespring account. Any mods can throw the Teespring account link into the chat.
We've
got
that,
these for,
and we got the Jack Daniels.
No,
So we got
but that's not on there. But that's a special one because they hit that for
that
copyright.
might make an appearance later. You never know.
Maybe we're gonna
we'll
try to
see.
get through that. But this is the beer, bourbon, and shamrock for your St. Patrick's Day. So if
St.
you ordered
Patrick's Day would not be complete without it.
it would not. It would not. You can still get them. They're still there for a limited time.
For a limited time only. You too can have a Shamrock shirt and
Beer, bourbon, and shamrock.
beer, bourbon, and
21090.
Shamrock. You can rock. You got 3 of those. Any chance that Mike and I can have one?
No. Always trying to steal me Lucky Charms.
Perfect. Is that good? So there you have it.
I think I still have that outfit somewhere. I think next week
Beer,
maybe I should wear it. What do you think? I think I should wear
Remember
it
shooting that, and then we
Oh, God.
we said
What I don't do for this channel. I hope everyone knows that. Unbelievable. But it's all good. Hey, let's say hi to everybody. We got some people in the chat. I want to come by and say hello to all of them, Andy. So let's.
This is your favorite part of the week, is it not?
Well, it's one of them. I do like doing this. It's good to say
All right,
hi to
let's say
everybody.
hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, my friends. Hello.
Neil.
Hello.
Everybody knows.
You should say it.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello. Ah!
All right, Todd, we got a very busy chat tonight, and of course, your mom starts us off. It's so.
Hi, Mom. How are you?
So,
Hope all's well. Good to see you.
Let's see how well you do this now. Quickly,
Right, come on, roll them.
All right, go ahead.
There's Sugar Kitty. Hey, Sugar Kitty. Meow. How are you? Good to see you. Kimberly Ferris. She liked and shared it out. Everybody, like and share out this. Please bring more people in. She always does it. Thank you, Kimberly. There's Mike Meyer. Hey, Mike. Cheers. Oh, he's our resident rocker. David Basie. Yeah, Maniac's on. Let's go. Let's rock the house. Baze. I said Baze. What did I say? Dang it, Baze. David Baze. Okay. There's Chris. Hey, Chris. Cheers. How are you? I know he picked up something we'll be reviewing later on. Big Vic is in the house. How are you, Big Vic? Cheers, buddy. Good to see everybody. I love that. There's Kimberly again. How are you? Saying hi to Big Vic and David. We said hi to Kimberly, though. Okay. Mike, yeah, we're going to get into this. That's the topic. Yeah, don't spoil all the fun. I know. Yeah, you know what's coming. Aiden's here. What's going on, Aiden? Talk about Use Your Illusion. We're going to talk about that as well. And Kyla Ferris, always in junction with Kimberly Ferris. So good to see you guys. Oreo, your package of Starlights just came out. And the reason why it's delayed is I had to wait for the 6-ounce bottle. So it's coming. All those Starlight and the wine.
Got a lot of stuff coming.
Yes. JG, you're going to see him later on. He's got a sweet shirt. I think he references in the chat. We're going to show that. There's the Poor Boys coming over, I think, from Groovy. I think I saw him over at Groovy Lava Squirrel, my next live stream. Everything spicy. How are you, Phil? Cheers. All hands on deck. Do you have a pour tonight? What are you drinking, buddy? Good to see you. Who else we got, Andy? There's got to be more. Just Plain Shane. Hey, Shane's going to show up. Well, no, if he's on, you saw Patreon. He got Andy a barrel proof E.H. Taylor for like $70, which was quite nice.
Fantastic. He's getting the scores.
Kathy and Joe Graves are our local favorites, along with Robert Scott and Christopher David and all the guys. So Slapshot's here. How are you? Deathless Dogs. Great channel. Go check them out, guys. Really cool dudes. So good to see you guys. There's Eileen, Heartsight.
Let's see how many it goes down. Okay, we'll go here. We'll go here.
Hi, Todd. That's right.
And then look, just too late. That's not bad this week. I moved up.
Come on, we got to play that out a little bit longer. A little longer, Eileen, next time. Make them sweat a little bit. Don't say hi to them right away. Come on now. Anybody else? We have 28 in the chat.
There you go.
There's Ben. Bourbon. All right, yeah. So I saw his comment. He was not impressed that much with Starlight, which is crazy. It sounded so nice. Anyway. All right. James Morgan, all the way across the pond. Cheers. Good to see you. Thank you. Got the alert. I'm glad you're here. Stick with us. Have a great time. Amy's here. Awesome.
Your prayers are answered, Todd, which is
there's still more guys. If you want a shirt like this plus all of our other gear, we got a bunch of different logos. There's Lori Tudor and Andy. Sam and them just posted a video about them bottling their beer, and it reminded me how much I hated bottling beer, and thank God we don't do that anymore.
So true.
Doug H, good to see you, Doug. How are you? Cheers, brother. There's JG again. He's got that nice shirt. Viking Bourbon in the house, man. There you go. I love that. The mash bill, Stan.
Mash bill, I'll take care of you. I can get you one. That's not a problem.
It's nothing larger. There should be.
I can get one.
I know. All right, yeah, I know I can get one larger. Just hold on. I can get it for Teespring too. I know there's a regular T-shirt that goes up to 4XL. So it should be.
Oh no! Look at that.
You know, Andy, I saw Brian Miller. I think it might have been the Shelf Turds last night. Whatever, whiskey.com. I saw Brian. I was like, Brian Miller's in another whiskey chat. I hadn't seen Brian in so long. Good to see you, man. Wow. Should you play it, Andy?
I mean, it's been so long, but it's one of my favorite intros of all time.
The very first one.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Miller.
Brian?
Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry.
Hey, Brian.
He was our fact checker when we did the top 10 list. He made sure we all
that
stayed
was
in
so
the right
funny.
lane.
Todd, great job. There we go. We're just about caught up. Thank you, and welcome everybody to another fun Tuesday where we get to make some people really, really mad tonight, which I can't wait.
So the topic is overrated. You saw it: bands, bourbons, and beer. We're gonna have the whole gamut. That's what our channel's about.
Now, let's preface, Todd. We didn't write these lists. These lists we found online, and we did pull some from other lists to make it a little bit spicier, a little bit more fun. But it's good. This is great because honestly, there's no right or wrong answers here. You either love it or you hate it, or maybe
I think there's some wrong answers. But
so right. Well, you and I were talking. It was funny. I was like, Todd, remember this is all subjective.
Can I just say I don't agree with a lot of this list. That's all I'm saying.
That's the point. That's the fun.
There's some I do, but there's a lot I don't. So we want to bring the chat into this as well, and hopefully, get some opinions as well. Let's see what the consensus is. I mean, come on.
This is gonna be fun. Yeah, some people will be a little disappointed.
Some of these... the bands and the bourbons and the beers.
That's the point. That's what makes this fun.
I know. It's gonna be fun. It'll be fun.
Todd's gonna be all wired. It's gonna be great.
I need a drink.
We will see, Jay. It's possible. We will see. I think you guys, the rock list is fantastic. I personally, I'm like, wow, this is going to make some people sweat a little bit. It's great. So this could be fun.
The rock list was more. We took one list. We made it put in 3 different bands because 3 that were in there didn't make any sense just for what we do.
We only replaced 2. I mean, everything
was
else
it 2? I thought it was 3. All right,
from that list,
right?
Yeah. So that's going to be pretty amazing. And there's you guys will have fun with this. You guys are going to enjoy it. So,
but
Todd,
before we get to that,
before we start, do you want to do our member giveaway?
Let's do it, guys. Every Tuesday night, we give away something to our members, whether you're on Patreon. Guys, please go check out our Patreon. We're trying to grow that. We've got some really cool things planned for it, as well as if you want to be a member here on YouTube, we have that as well. So every Friday night, I put up a video that kind of talks about what Tuesday night is and then what the giveaway is for you guys, just for being members. You don't have to enter. You just have to basically comment on that video. I don't know if you can see that we had only 13 tonight. That's so good odds for you guys who did. What are you guys getting? So 6 ounce. This was just released this past week. I know some people in the chat have just gotten it. I know Kathy and Joe Graves just got this. I think Christopher David was possibly getting this. Really, this is only if you live in the Mid-Atlantic area, you're going to find this. We're big fans of Sagamore. They're from Baltimore. They just put out this rum cask of their rye, 98 proof. I've drank a little bit of it. I love it. And you know what? I love this is because it's not overly sweet, I don't think. If you love rum, you'll like it. I mean, it's got huge tropical fruits, banana, big time flavors in that, which I actually love.
Big fan of rum finish.
Yeah, I am too.
Whiskeys,
so you'll get
really
6
good.
ounces of that and then 2 ounces just to see a difference here. This is, again, their rye, but it's in ale casks. And a little birdie told us this was a Goose Island ale barrel that this was finished in. It was a Sophie. Yeah. So anyway.
We were out, as you guys saw in the picture, we were out at Sagamore last week and had a great time there. They just got some great stuff going on. We learned a few things that are kind of fun about some stuff in the pipeline that hopefully we'll be able to talk about down the road.
We've got some things in the works. So
it's really cool. So stay tuned. More stuff from Sagamore, which is great. They're in our backyard.
Yeah.
The facility, the campus is absolutely gorgeous.
Oh,
so
nice.
we also want to be able to get some cameras in there and kind of show you a little bit around. So for those of you outside of Baltimore, it's just absolutely amazing. And Aiden, I mean, you're right. The rum finished often at a full sweetness helps round out some of these whiskeys, especially some young scotches.
Yeah.
It plays dividends with ryes too. I think ryes are a great match for rum. So
it's
sometimes
really good.
Bourbons are a little bit sweet, but I like because it's sweet on sweet doesn't work. But the spiciness that rye with the balanced out really nicely by the kind of tropical notes of the rum is really nice. So
beautiful. Yeah, and it worked well here. You know, I was worried it would be like almost too sweet, like an Angel's Envy rye, right? You drink that and it's like, oh my gosh, that is like super sweet. I mean, again, it's sweet, this Sagamore rum, but it's nowhere near that. And I think it works. It's perfectly balanced.
It is good. And Match, will just email us. We have Glens too. They're not on our site. That's coming. We are actually hopefully we're gonna have everything housed in one website very soon, which will have everything to kind of keep it all together, which will be nice. But until then, yes, we also do have Glens and pint glasses and stuff like that. You guys are free to just email us. We're like Kiss. We can pretty much market anything that you would like. So you let us.
We just got to bring it all together. Somebody out there's going to help us do that.
Yeah.
And thank you who's doing that. We won't mention any names. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to real quick is at the end of the night, this just came out. I'm sure you all know. You guys know Mash and Drum and My Bourbon Journey. They did an awesome pick at Sagamore. And look at this bottle, Andy. How cool is that? Trey Amigos. I think Dusty Dan went with them. There's a local guy here. They picked this 7-year Sagamore barrel coming in at 110 proof. I poured this off for Andy, so Andy got 6 ounces. I haven't had this yet, so we are going to do a proper review of this, and maybe a special guest later on will show up to help us review this. We don't know yet, but again, Mash and Journey, if you're looking for the barrel picks, until we can grow our footprint in that space, I think they offer the best. They do offer the best picks out there in terms of a club to belong to. So we're big fans of that. So and that's coming up. That just came today too.
Sam, I'm going to come visit you next week. I think I'm heading down to the shore, so I'm going to bring your winnings, and I'll take you up on that beer.
Yeah, he's got Proof and Wood stuff.
I will take you up on that beer, and that's a green screen behind me. So if you want to rap about that, we can do that. Mr. Fulton, what's up? What is your favorite cheesecake on National Cheesecake Day? Now, Todd, my birthday is coming up.
Mine's coming up before yours. Mine's next week.
They're both coming up. Yours is next week, by the way. Happy birthday next week.
Well, no, it's not next week. It's the following week. It's a following week. Yeah, following 2. Actually, I'll be here on my birthday.
The big 5-0 for you, man. That's crazy.
No, I'm not 5-0. That's not true. That's not true at all. I still have
you look 50, but you're not.
Oh, I'm the opposite.
You're like Benjamin Button.
Oh no. Oh no.
Every year on my birthday I ask for cheesecake because that is my favorite dessert. So I
love it too.
I like cherry cheesecake is my absolute favorite. So
my sister-in-law makes a homemade amazing chocolate cheesecake, which is
in fact, you want the craziest Maryland birthday every year? I would get steamed crabs and cheesecake. So there you go, steamed crabs, hon.
Hey, hon, all right.
Hey, hon,
not burger cookies,
burger cookies, cherry cheesecake.
Hey, all right there, hon. That sounds good. All right, Andy, get the wheel up. Let's spin it.
The wheel's up, brother. Go ahead and spin it. That's not what I want.
It.
There we go. There we go.
What do you have? What do you?
No, I just put my face in the corner. I need your face in there.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's go. All right. So again, we've got only what is it? How many did we have here? 13, 14? I don't know how many. Not many. 13. Mr. Fulton, Jason Sterling, Shadio, Oreo Cookie, Ojazan's World, Christopher David, Kathy Graves, JG, Neighbor Girl, Heartsight, The Hunt Free, Just Plains, Jane, and Lone Stars Lounge, guys. Good luck. Again, every Friday night we post a video. All I have to do is comment. And if you're not part of Patreon or YouTube membership, please consider. We would love to have you. All right, Andy, let's give away some Sagamore.
Jay and Mike, we're right behind you. Don't worry.
What's that? What happened?
Like, easy, I'm over 50. Like, we're not far behind. Is it Neighbor Girl or is it Heartsight?
Well, should have waited. Heartsight wins it. Eileen, well, you go. She's saying how she hasn't won in a while.
There you go.
There it is. Oh, there you go.
You got some stuff. Good.
Sagamore. You'll love it. Eileen. Good job, Eileen. Congratulations.
Little Baltimore going out west. I like that.
Right.
That's great. Congratulations.
That's right. Good stuff, Eileen. All right. So there you go, Andy. So I'm ready to drink something tonight because I'm kind of thirsty here.
Let's start with our first beer of the night before we get into the topic, shall we?
Sounds good.
All right.
Beer.
All right, Todrick, do you have your
Andy,
beer with you?
I do, Andy. So here it is. It's a local one.
I'll put this up for you to see since you got. This is a collaboration. So now this is called "It's All About That Bunt." Clever, huh? It is a Imperial Chocolate Raspberry White Stout. So if you're wondering what a white stout is, basically you omit those dark roasted malts from the grain bill, and then you replace them with things like cold steeped coffee or cocoa nibs or vanilla beans or whatever, something like that. And then
the most famous white stout that I know of is the Dragon's Milk White, right? That's what I mean. To me, it plays. If you close your eyes, you're supposed to think it's a darker beer because they get their roasty notes in it
forever
without the color and the beer. Which, whatever, I don't get it. But that smells like raspberry. I tell you what.
So,
whoa, hey now. Don't smell any roastiness.
Jason
If
Sterling,
you put this in front of me, Andy, I would think it was
if
I closed my eyes, I thought it was to be a sour, just off the smell of the raspberry.
Did you really? All right, let me crack this open.
I mean,
so the reason we're also pouring this is because it's not just
look at that. It's hysteria
whiskey and rums and stuff like that where you get these store picks. This is a collaboration between a liquor store and a local brewery.
Whitey's.
This is some of the stuff that we actually want to do as well. I think my Def Leppard glass needs a little spit shine, Todd. It's been a while.
By the way, it
does smell like a sour. You're absolutely right.
It smells like a sour. I mean, I smell zero roasty notes in this. I smell chocolate. Yep. A little bit in the background.
No, it looks your internet actually looks pretty good. People are seeing you for the first time in weeks, guys. Are you happy, or do you want him to go back to his old dial-up? I'm just. Curious.
I mean, I finally got it upgraded. We don't have any. I'm happy with that. So yeah, I don't smell any note. The thing with white, they call them white stouts, is that they use. I don't know how they do this. Roasted grains that aren't really dark. I don't get it, but I mean, why do that, right? What's the point? It smells super sweet, doesn't it?
This doesn't have all those big roasty notes on it, which is nice. If you need them, you just use coffee.
It's not bad.
I don't think it's that bad at all.
Pleasant. No, actually.
Is mine bad? Now we need internet fun. Chris says now we need one for Andy, an internet fun. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do the same upgrade.
You're pixelated now.
Am I?
Yeah.
I am. I'm looking at the screen. Damn it.
It's not one, it's the other.
Your bad vibes have gone through the waves.
No, I upgraded my internet. You gotta get better here, Andy. Come on, you're next. Anyway, back to the beer. The beer itself. We're gonna throw two of these into the ticket event. This will be, you'll get two of these beers.
Two of these are coming to your ticketed event tonight. So
the closest thing I can say this tastes like, it's raspberry truffles. So like a raspberry that if you had a white chocolate raspberry truffle, that's what I taste. It's not as sour. The smell is sour, so to speak, in terms of like raspberry sour, but it's not sour at all in the taste. It's interesting. There is that chocolate like bitterness in the back of it.
It's actually very good.
It's quite nice. It's 10% too, by the way. 10%. So this is, Andy mentioned this. Hysteria is a local brewery we have a relationship with. We used to do a lot with them. We're going to look to do some more stuff with breweries and actually try to get in with breweries that are local and around this area, so to speak, to bring them to you. Some things you would never see, and also hopefully maybe brew some beers with them to put out to you guys, the viewers that are part of our community, that similar to how like this store did, we can do. They do small batches. We can hopefully partner with them to promote their beer, and you guys would also be part of that. So we do a lot of the whiskey, but beer is going to be on the table as well. Did I say that right, Andy?
You did.
Okay.
And apparently my internet still sucks, so that's great. Oh, I'm gonna try. Oh no, here's better.
See, I told you. You gotta upgrade, buddy. You gotta upgrade. Anyway.
Okay.
Hold on one second.
All right,
I'll be right back.
Oh, good. Now the pressure's on because you're gonna leave, and so I'll just see what happens. Is it bad? See, it looks better now, right? All right, good. Great shot, Fuzzy. And damn it, I will have to be the next one to get my upgrade. So it's coming. But you guys are getting two of these beers tonight.
All right, I'm back.
This is part of the giveaway. And then you're back, Todrick.
Yeah, and you look fine now. Yeah, so that's part of the giveaway. And the other part of the giveaway, Andy, is
the other part of the giveaway is we're going to be giving a shirt away as well.
That was a problem.
So you can actually decide if you. There's still time. That was the problem. There's still time that if you guys want to get the beer, bourbon, and shamrock shirt, you can. Or if you guys want the Jack Daniel's shirt that I'm wearing, we can get that out to you too. So whatever one you want, that's fine. That's going to be part of the giveaway today. So tonight is a shirt, the two beers, and we're going to give away a bottle.
Ooh.
A full bottle of, just for fun, of McKenna 10. You know what? Why not? How about we give away? You know what? It's not. This is a great bourbon, great sipper.
I like that. Change it
up. A
couple
bucks will get you a full bottle of that. It's a lot cheaper than what you can pay on the secondary. So there we go. So you get a bottle of McKenna. And
10% beers.
You're getting what? Some requests. I don't know what to do.
What? Oh no! I feel like I should do it for a super chat, not just. I feel cheap.
Well, Todd's not doing it unless he gets a super chat. There you go.
There you go.
See, you to pay to come to the yard.
Well,
how's that?
I feel like I should get something out of this. I'm goofed on all the time. I feel like I should get something.
Cats bring all the boys to the yard. Damn right.
There you go. See that'll stop them. That will show them.
All of a sudden, we'll never play it again.
Oh,
it's gonna go. It's gonna fade into oblivion.
I'm cheap.
So look at you. He's putting. He says I'm cheap, but I'm playing. Is that for Todd's milkshake or is that for the prize?
That's for the giveaway. He doesn't want the milkshake. That's not for the
milkshake. It needs to be denoted milkshake, I guess. Yeah. So that's fine.
Oh crap! There they go.
Now, shut up and take my money. Whiskey third. I can't tell what's what, Todd. At some point, I'm going to have to
just play it.
Just play the milkshake. But I haven't seen an actual milkshake on there yet. So
I haven't either. I haven't seen 21090 gets paid to shake his part. Exactly. I think I should, not for free. I think there's a little bit, at least more for the milkshake.
It does make you how you get
there
paid
it is.
To do the wild thing. Oh, but we did get it, so I guess it's only fair.
God.
Because
my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. They're like, it's better than yours, damn right. It's better than yours.
Like that. What is so good? I think it's awful.
It's funny as Todd. It's funny.
We need a clip of you doing something stupid. That's
there's plenty of clips. I have clips on here of me doing stupid things.
You don't ever play them. I don't ever see them.
Not that stupid. Do you want me to play the ass smack and look?
No, that's too long. Let's get on with the show.
We'll do that later.
Yeah.
So
Should pay viewers
Anyway,
a super chat.
so,
Well,
okay.
well, hey, I'm not the one saying to play it. That's probably Joe. That's Joe.
Anyway, let's Todd. Let's talk a little bit about what's news for today, shall we?
I like it. Yes.
Hey, everybody! Shut the hell up!
21090's
on!
And this is what's happening in your world tonight.
All day. Stop. Oh, stop. Oh, yeah. Ow, ow, ow. Oh, stop. Oh, stop. Oh, I can't breathe. Stop. No. Oh,
Boy,
dear.
I think she's actually hurt.
No, I think she is.
Yeah, she's hurt. She took a hard fall off there.
She took a hard fall, Todd.
Hey, Jason, thank you. Yeah, and appreciate it, guys. We will, again, you're playing for a bottle of E.H. Taylor, 2 of these, which actually are quite nice, 10%, all about that bunt. What are white chocolate, raspberry, white stout, whatever, or chocolate. And then the T-shirt, the beer, the Shamrock T-shirt, or the, the shirt that Andy has on.
So there we go.
All right, so I want to, if you bring up the thing, what's news? Here's what I got new this week. If you saw on Patreon's post, Andy, there's something I want to talk about. This what made the rounds. Everybody saw this. Coy Hill is coming out with, which is a crazy, ABV this year. If you could get rid of Cooler Running, I don't know, Hyde comment real quick, and get rid of us. I don't know why we're like that. I'm trying to show.
You're getting awfully.
There we go. Look at the proof on this.
Get a little bossy.
155.8 proof, almost 80% alcohol. This year's Coy Hill is hazmat, basically. I mean, that is amazingly high. I wish we could find it. I never even saw it once in the wild. I think I saw Just Plain Shane had it really early on. I think he's sending us last year's Coy Hill to sample. So thank you, Shane. I really want this, Andy. I want to see if this can actually be good. Can this actually be good at that higher proof? What do you think?
I want to see your reaction, since you think the bigger the better with bourbons. I can't wait for you to try
really high, dude. I've never had anything like that.
I mean, what's the highest proof you'd say you've had?
140 something, I'd say. I think it was one of the old Foresters. I think single barrels.
I had a couple single barrels from Old Forester. One was just about cracking the 140. It was
maybe that's probably the one. Maybe high 130s. Yes.
And I've had 2 that were in that high 130 range.
Yeah.
One was the Rye guy's pick, where I'll tell you it didn't need water. It was fine. I mean, it was really, really good.
I mean, look at that.
And then I had one that I was like, for the first time, I was like, I may need to cool this puppy down a little bit. So 80%, that's a.
And they're selling them. It looks like 375 milliliters. They're the smaller bottles. If you look at that, right? Is that what the Coy Hill didn't come in at 375 last year, did it?
We put a little hair on your chest there, Todd. I mean,
well, I could use
Bigglesworth with hair, but
hey,
you might put a little hair on the chest.
Well, I'm reading this. Following last year's Coy Hill high proof special release, our master distiller mingled the last drops from those hand-selected barrels to create a unique small batches, each offering their own proof and distinct flavor profile. So this one is 155.8 proof at 77.9% alcohol.
I love it.
Batch 5. I don't know if all the batches will be like that or how many batches of this they'll have, but
just
this one is
like we've heard, and time and time again, sometimes.
What's the chat saying about this?
The high proof is just there to detract from some of and mask some of the deficiencies of the juice. So just keep
possibly. What does this chat think? Are people excited about this, guys? Are you excited?
Let us know. Is that something you want? You like the high proof? I mean, look, JG, one of his obtainings is 147 proof. That's a shit.
There you go.
Right there. That's a big one. So
we'll actually show that in a second, JG. Well, no, it's on Patreon. We didn't show it. If you were on Patreon, you would see Patreon picks where we kind of talk about what we picked up each week, and he had plenty of Obtanium. All right, I'll go on. I'll digress. Here's the next one.
Todd, you're doing great. We're all
Barrel
enjoying
Seagrass. We all love it, right? They put out, what was the one they just put out this year? The
16 year.
16. Well, they've gone up to 20 year now. So they're putting out the Barrel Seagrass.
I am wondering, you guys can put in the chat what you think the price tag on that will
what
be.
is the price of this?
So
it's their oldest, rarest stocks, meticulously sourced Canadian rye whiskeys. This exceptional whiskey was bottled at cask strength, so you can experience its true texture and flavor.
It should be big. Peter White said the
144 proof, by the way.
Peter White said 124 proof GTS is beyond good, But north of that, at 149 is a big boy. Yeah,
this is 144. This barrel of seagrass. What do you think the price was? 250.
16 was like 250. So this is at least And I'm with JD. I'm thinking this is probably going to be around $350.
Wow, that's a lot of money, dude. I don't know, man.
Oh, Christopher Davis, he thinks it's going to be 500 for the 20.
500.
See, like I'm not. If they do
20-year-old.
What's the one they have now that's also the 500? I'm just not ready to drop that kind of cash.
Is any? I would say this again. I don't care what it is. Is any bourbon worth that much money? My answer is no. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not willing to spend. I know I'm top shelf Todd, but I do have my limits. You know, I'm just saying. What are you reading? You reading the chat?
What's up, Marty?
Hey,
Marty, what's going on, man? Good to see you, brother.
All right, so there's that one.
That's just crazy.
I would love to try this.
156 proof obtained. That is nuts.
Wow,
that's
crazy.
Highest JD I've had is 132. I'm with you, Northwest. The highest JD I have is 132. So
okay, all right,
that'll be crazy high. And Kathy says pennies for you, Todd. Top shelf, Todd. No big
deal. Yeah, come on.
Three of them.
Come on, give me
get out of here. Actually, that might be the giveaway that week. Todd will get a couple of them, and he'll raffle off to you guys.
Yeah. Sure.
Look at that crisp, clean internet. Like no worries. I mean, I can't afford that.
If we get to
look at that.
If we get to 100 or 50, I'll take 50 Patreon subscribers. We'll give something like that away. Maybe. Anyway,
all right, we'll see. That's a big boy. Yeah.
Andy, one of your favorites, Old Fist. They announced their 2021 lineup, which basically is, I guess, 2 a year. But this is the spring one.
It's pretty.
17-year bottle and bond. 17-year. What was the one you had last year?
It was 8 year. It was
8 years. So this is almost double. Yeah. So we got to find this. I'd love to get my hands on this because we love the 8 year.
That's something that 8 and 9 years. Like, it's a sweet spot. I remember Mark and Sherry Carter telling us that could be a sweet spot for some of these. So I have no problems with that time, but this could be good. So
I would hope so. Anyway,
again, it's all about what will you pay, because these exactly aren't cheap. Let's be honest.
I get it. Yeah, but they're not cheap at all. And then you have secondary that is even worse. So here's something from our friends at Starlight, which 2 weeks ago we had James on, and there's their cigar batch. This one sounds pretty amazing. It's their bourbon whiskey finished in Brazilian Amburana barrels. Am I saying Amburana?
I'd say it with conviction, and no one's going to correct you.
Amburana. Okay, I have no idea, but basically that's just a Brazilian oak. So what that will do, it says baking spice aromas will be in sweet vanilla flavor. The cigar box notes complement the Carl T. Anyway, I'm just reading it.
I have a feeling it's gonna be
100 proof.
When we
but age 4 years,
what we're sipping. I mean, I have actually too much Starlight at this point. But
is there such a thing?
No, this is just ridiculously good.
Well, you want to tell everybody what you're drinking?
It doesn't really matter. The green screen, you can't see the green label. That's fine.
Yeah,
but
right through it. It's pretty cool, actually. 21090's.
It is kind of neat. Like,
there you go. Anyway, so we'll be on the lookout. I don't know how you. I guess the cigar batch it's not easy to get. I think it's only at the distillery. Who knows? We'll never see it. So well, but would love to have it. And then this is the final thing for what's news. I mean, I'm sure people saw this yesterday. It looked like a private equity firm bought into, not out, but bought into Bardstown. What this will do for them, I don't think it'll do anything in terms of what they're producing, because it looks like Mark Irwin and the rest of the executive staff at Bardstown are staying on. They're just, I guess, infusing it with a private equity firm for more capital, what I assume here. And what does that mean for Bardstown? I don't know. Maybe that means that, they're already everywhere anyway, aren't they? I don't know what this would mean for them. Just more capital, maybe more.
Yeah, more, it can be a bigger, as long as it doesn't, as quality doesn't suffer, and they have a bigger footprint.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of talk of a firm like that could be the next step to being bought out by something bigger. So that's as you kind of hope that that's not the next step too. But I don't know. We have friends at Bardstown. We like the juice. So
there's what's new in the whiskey world. Andy, what I picked up this week, again, if you're not on Patreon, you didn't see this, but of course you saw this, but I got a smoke wagon. Where is it?
You did get that smoke wagon, didn't you?
Smoke wagon. Anytime that Sealbacks puts out an alert that they've got smoke wagon, and that's the only kind of way we get it here in Maryland. This is batch number 135C, bottled February 12th. Smoke wagon, uncut, unfiltered. I love everything about Smoke Wagon. 57.78%. I got that. So those are the two bottles I picked up. What did you pick up this week? What's new for you?
Well, I did have as Mike just says, I can't show any green labels, but I'm going to give it a shot anyway. So this is a store pick. That actually looks really cool, doesn't it? So this is you can see right through the bottle.
Yeah, there you
It's
go.
a Starlight.
Is that what we're gonna drink
Rye
right now?
whiskey finished in grape brandy barrels.
Is this what you gave me right here? This
I
is it,
gave
right?
you a sample. Yeah, you
There
want
it
to
is,
try
all
that?
right.
It's really,
Hell
it's
yeah.
really, really, really good. And
Grape
I also
brandy.
I got bottle number 2. I'm on because I love this so much. I actually did a blog about this.
Yes,
This
it's open to the
is-
public if you want to go see it.
It's on Patreon, but I opened it up to everybody. It's like a little preview.
Woo.
This is Old Line American Single Malt Whiskey finished in port cask, but this is a store pick. So they had a limited run of this at 100 proof. It sold out really, really quick, but the Syndicate Pit, Drug City is the name of the store that bought this. They got a barrel of it, and so this is actually higher. This is coming in at 61.8% alcohol. I love it, which is really good. About 124 proof. 3 years in white oak. It's got the alligator char, and then another year in the tawny port. It is absolutely gorgeous. 100% two-row malt. It is sensational, and I have fallen in love with this to the point where I'm going to go back and buy like 10 more of them. I absolutely love it until they're cleared out because it's gone. It's that good. I actually thought about picking one up and giving it away possibly on one of the upcoming streams if I can get another one or two of them. They're really, really
Andy,
good. So
that grape brandy Starlight Rye.
isn't that good, man?
You can taste the grape. The finish is all grape.
So the guy there was saying that, again, all this is grown and done. The brandy is done from local grapes on the Huber vineyards. But the dude at the store, because they have some killer store picks, all the store picks they have are really, really good, said, this is better than Seagrass. I said, no, come on.
Well,
I said,
no, it's not.
But, well, let me tell you, it's different than Seagrass.
Different.
It's
a lot
right
different.
now.
It's not as sweet as Seagrass.
It's really, really good. It's not. So I think that was his thing. I think he thought the Seagrass was overly sweet. You know how you get that cotton candy and stuff like that?
I can totally get that. Yeah.
If that's a little too much for you, this is actually perfect. It's really, really good.
You have the bottle. Show that again. What's the proof on? So this is the Starlight Rye grape
This
brandy
is
barrels.
5 years, 111 proof.
111 proof. Yeah, there's a
really,
beautiful
really good.
finish on this. The finish goes on for days.
It's
It's that
fantastic.
grape, and then turns into that sort of cinnamon hug on your throat. You can tell it's a rye up front. That brandy finishes it off, which I think is really nice. Usually, I would think it's the other way around. I get the grape and brandy on the back end of this, and the rye spice up front, which is interesting. I wouldn't expect that.
Well,
Maybe
they have 10 billion different grapes are growing on those. They got 500 acres. I don't know what they're using, but I'll tell you. I can find a way to get it out there, so we can talk about some
What's
of those
that?
things. If you know
What?
Can you get an old line out to Cali? So where there's a will, there's a way. We can always chat. I'm telling you, it is absolutely dynamite. Todd laughed at me. This American single malt port cast right now is my favorite of 2022. Head and Shoulders my favorite. He doesn't get it because he doesn't have a sophisticated palate, but it is really, really, really good.
Hold on. Now it's young. We're early in the year.
Not sophisticated.
Okay, keep it back up there. We did like 4 shoots. We've been drinking all night, and you said try this, and so I did. It was fine, but my palate was wrecked. And to me, that wasn't the best thing I've had this year. You want to ask what the best thing I've had this year? It's either it's this Old Carter DC1 so far. But I
will say this is better than that.
Oh, you're crazy. You're to each his own. It'll never make it on our list because I won't unless I try it again.
It'll get to number 5 because it'll be my number 1.
Oh,
so it'll make that list.
Me.
Don't
Guys,
you worry.
I'm gonna have to make my own list.
Oh, don't you worry your pretty striped head. I'm gonna get you back to Tyson in your cozy tiger bed because this is good.
I'm not saying it's not good. Give me a second to try it again, but that's a bold statement to say it's one is the best. We're only in March, so I get it. I don't think it's better than Old Carter. There's no chance. And then 2, we've got a long way to go, brother. So just pump your.
If you have homebrewers out there, and I blogged about this, so you can go check it out. And that's not a cheap ploy for the blog. I absolutely love this. If you've ever homebrewed before, and you kind of smell those grains when you're done, right after steep grains, right after you get done in the mash, it's got sense of that, which is pretty because of the 2-row, and like warm out of the oven cherry pie from the port finish, which is really nice. A little bit of oak, some vanilla, some spice. This thing is so good.
Yeah, I know you
just
love
a little bit of heat when you put. Look how disinterested he is when he's.
No, I've got to come back to it. Honestly,
this is so good.
I'm not saying it's bad.
It's amazing.
All I'm saying is I had it after we drank a bunch of whiskey and you threw it on me, and it's a finished whiskey and port wine, and my palate it didn't wow me, but I'm not saying give it to me like the first of the night. It might be a different experience.
I'm gonna put this blind up against some stuff for you.
Do it. That's the true test.
That's
there
the
you
true
go.
test.
True test. I'm all for it.
You're
I don't shy away from that.
You're not going to whiskey.
Top Shelf Todd doesn't shy away from that.
Top Shelf Todd. Now that the problem is this is only a $60 bottle. That's probably a little low for you.
That could be the problem.
I know you really prefer things 200 and above.
Out of here.
But
not true.
Hey,
there's Sean from Whiskey Worlds. What's up? Yeah, we are beautiful people. Hey guys, go check out Whiskey Worlds. Sean's like climbing. He's putting out a lot of good stuff. Hopefully everybody's subscribed to him. But if not, maybe a mod could put him in there. We're drinking
a little Starlight finished in grape brandy barrel.
I love this.
It's
this
really
is
good.
nice.
And I am sipping on the Old Line American Single Malt from the beautiful city of Baltimore, Maryland. Yep, I said it, Baltimore, Maryland. Cool story. Two vets who started this company too for Old Line, which is really cool. Learned the distilling practices out in California.
Yep.
And came back, and they're doing nothing but single malts. I just ordered from Old Line their latest release. Jimmy, good to see you, brother. I know you weren't feeling great tonight. Thank you for stopping.
Hey,
and saying
Jimmy.
hi. We're thinking about
Cheers,
you, brother. We
brother.
love you. But yeah, I got the Oloroso Sherry is their new one finished. So I'll let you try that too, Todd, and we'll see what you think.
All right. Hey,
maybe it'll change your mind.
I'm sure I will. Again, let's get into the topic at hand. We're 40 minutes in, guys. It's time to talk about our. Well, we'll get to that. We have a couple of things first. I want to. Can you bring up the thing? I want to show.
It's up. Check this out. How cool
Look
is that?
at this. There's JG. There's our Patreon and YouTube member. You can be both if you want to. Jay is all over the place. He won and got the 210.
He looks good in that shirt. He looks better in that shirt than I do.
He looks better than I do too.
Yeah.
I love that he did it in black and white. There it is. We've got to figure out a way to sell that because I think it's a really cool because it is a ripoff of Jack Daniels, but we do add our flair to it.
I think you'd look better in black and white. Let me see.
Can you make
full
me
color
black and
is a little? I'm going to see if I can find a way to make it black
I
and
might
white.
be too white though. It might be like a white out.
That is true. Isn't that a cool? He looks great in that picture. That's really good.
Looks a lot better to me. So you guys.
Looks like he's like getting ready to either beat somebody up or like kind of buy them a drink. It depends on what mood he's in.
I would say JG is here.
He'd probably whip your tail and then he'd buy you a shot.
So if you I know some people have bought our Shamrock merch or you've won it, guys. Just tag us on social media or email us at 21090brewing@gmail.com. We love seeing it and we'll put it up on the stream for everybody's show. So
very cool.
We appreciate all of
it. All right, what's next, Toddrick?
Well, you know what's next, Andy. You know what it is.
It's time to play.
So what do you think? You think we got a hit with this one?
So you think we got a hit?
Boy, that was funny. Oh, they went to Bon Jovi.
They went to Bon Jovi. Okay, this week
I'm shocked tonight.
What you think?
I'm shocked.
So it was a Red Beach week.
It was
a little backstory for you, just real quick. So we've done this is the fourth entry by Winger, by the way.
Yes.
That we've done. This is off their 2009 release, Karma, which was a killer album, really, really good. Okay. But in 99 or 95, one of the two, Dokken came out with Erase the Slate. It was the first time that they had an album without the original lineup. Red Beach from Winger replaced George Lynch in the only appearance he would make on a Dokken album.
It's a hard thing to do too.
But
who's better, George Lynch or Red Beach?
I think Red Beach is a better guitar player.
Ooh.
I think Red Beach is a better. I think Red Beach is phenomenal. I will battle on that.
You don't think George Lynch is?
I love George Lynch. I think it's fantastic. I think Red Beach is better.
I think there's a bit of a different sound between the two.
There is, but
I think I might gravitate more to.
If you're talking top 5 guitarists of
Lynch,
the 80s, the whole genre for me, Red Beach is in the top 5, along with names like Vito Bratta and
George Lynch,
Van Halen, and
what's the chat thing?
Betancourt, and then maybe George Lynch.
Okay,
but I'll tell you right now, it's hard.
Okay.
It will be hard for. Lynch would have a hard time maybe cracking that top 5 of those other 4.
All right,
that's just my personal opinion.
I get it.
Aiden was great. Aiden's always good. He comments a lot, which I really like, and goes back and forth. I thought the chorus. Now, here's the only thing I might disagree with. I think the chorus was actually pretty cool on the Maddest Hatter, which was the song for Todd. You want to play the first?
Oh, yes.
This is Dokken's Maddest
I preferred Dokken to this. I thought
this was Todd, didn't you?
I loved everything about this song, and it didn't get. Pull it up here. Let me start it over again. Hold on, guys.
There you go. Listen. I like the harmonies.
I do too. I love the harmonies.
Good song. This is a great song.
So, Andy, this came out when?
I think it was 95, I want to say, around 95. It had no chance, obviously. But it's cool. It's got it's Alice in Wonderland lyrics, kind of like, it's a little like, kind of crazy, but it's really fun. But this is a fun song. And Red Beach shreds on this. This whole album was really good. And probably the last decent album they put out for a long time. It almost revigorated John a little bit because his voice is shot now.
Well, his voice is shot now. If you go see them live, she's a shell of him for herself. He sounds good
I
here.
love the chorus here.
I love this. I love this. The shift and the rhythm on that. I love the chorus here. I love it.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a debate on this Reb versus George Lynch thing, but I think.
Oh,
Reb
what do we have going on here? That's a good discussion.
Really good.
What's the chat say?
Reb's bands are better than George's, so that influenced me too. Although I think Lynch Mob was every bit as good as some of the Dawkins stuff that was put out too. Only one, so it was really, really good. All right, Scott, you can pause it. So now this comes out in 2009. The lyrics couldn't be more poignant to today. I love Kip's writing. He and Reb play so well together. This is called Feeding Frenzy. Just listen to the opening riff. So this is awesome. This is so good. Ooh, look at that. Seriously, Reb is no Mr. Scary. I like. That's a great comment. I do love this.
I don't think Kip's singing here is great.
No, I think Kip's voice
he can show a lot more range than this.
Dude, this song isn't a big screaming song.
I get it. He's very low-key in this, and I don't think that's great for Winger. I think the guitar's great. The riff's okay. I don't think the riff's that great either. I honestly don't think this is better, but everybody thought it was better, so what do I know?
Well, I'll tell you, the Winger won hands down. Dawkins didn't get one vote. I
like
think
that
it's a
part
great
right
song. I think they're a good band.
It's definitely heavier than Dawkins.
Well, all right, so there you got it. It should have been a hit. Now, remember, all of you who just for playing along and commenting, I think there was like 10
what did the chat say tonight, though? Is there a consensus?
No, a lot of just plain Shane loved the Winger songs. So just plain heavy, which is really cool.
Definitely heavy. I'll give you that. First song is better. Whiskey Wars, think that was
Whiskey Wars won Dawkins, so there's one for Dawkins.
Like
but most of the people when the chat was all here's JG went for Winger.
JG Winger, all right. Winger for Mike Meyer. Winger for Outdoors in Maryland.
They are.
Yeah, it was not. Yeah, there you go.
They are undefeated far.
You gotta find one that they lose, Andy. Jeez Louise, or else he's never gonna retire Winger. It's always gonna be Winger on. Should have been a hit.
Well,
guys.
no, I didn't do them last week, but I wanted to do Red Beach. Just thought that'd be cool because I was listening. I don't know what song came on the radio, and I was
Winger.
Wow, like Red Beach is such a badass. I got to do it.
Yeah, definitely Winger tonight. I get it. No problems with that. It's a good song.
Yeah. So,
all right, Andy, let's get into it.
All right. So our topic for
let's piss some people off.
Most overrated beers, bands, and bourbon. So here's what we want to do tonight. We want you guys to comment, play along with us. We're going to say if we agree. Is this beer, is this band, is this bourbon overrated? Or do we think, no, they deserve all the attention they get because they're fabulous and we love them? You guys can banter and play along with us. I think this will be fun. And then when that is all done, you guys are really mad. If you're still with us, we're going to do that review of the Sagamore Mash and Journey release, which will be fun. So this is going to be fun, but this is going to be great.
All right, Andy. So I will say this. I'm going to start out with another, not the Mash and Journey, but I'm going to do their new. I'm going to start sipping on as we go through this. We're going to try to go through these kind of quick because we have a long list, but we want you guys to be involved in whether you agree or disagree and why. Because I think a lot of these...
Heck yeah, we're getting controversial again.
Yeah, we're getting... Well, I mean, as much as we can. And I'm going to do a little bit of the Sagamore. This is just out there. We didn't ask the chat. What are you guys drinking tonight? I think Joe and Kathy Graves, they've got this. Robot Scott, if he's in the chat, I know he's got this. Some local people have this.
What are you drinking tonight?
This is what I'm going with, Andy. What are you going to sip on now that you've done your... What were you drinking? You weren't drinking the brand.
I was drinking the old line, and I'm going to keep drinking it. I love it so much.
God,
I'm going to drink it the rest of the night until we.
So this is what we gave away tonight to our members. Again, big tropical notes, banana, big time. I think. I mean, if you like rum, you're going to love this, but it's not overly sweet. So cheers, everybody. Let us know in the chat what you're drinking.
All right.
Most overrated bands, Andy. Let's start with there.
Most overrated bands. We're going to start with the bands, and we're going to come out with one. Now, this is one of the 2 in the top 25 that we put in. They had listed Imagine Dragons at number 25. I don't give a crap about Imagine Dragons. I'm sorry. You know what? They didn't fit the rest of the motif of the band, so we switched them out with Poison. So this is a 21090 pick. Todd, overrated, underrated. They have some catchy songs. Obviously,
I love Poison.
They did one thing that hardly any bands have been able to do. They got on the top 200 Billboard. They had a number 1 hit. Every Rose Has a Thorn. But a lot of good stuff. Charismatic frontman. CC was a good guitar player. But are they overrated or underrated?
What does the chat think?
Chat, you guys can tell us what you think. Overrated, underrated, Poison. Overrated, underrated, Poison.
Andy, I will tell you this. I love Poison. I love a lot of songs they play around. I'm going to go. I have nothing but a good time. Musically, I think they are a bit overrated.
Christopher David says underrated.
But I think in totality, they may be a bit underrated. They were huge, but however, they stole a lot of their stage
this
show.
Is where you're gonna go ahead and go preach. Let them know what happened. Let them
they stole.
Poison.
Well, Poison came out of Harrisburg, PA, very close to where we live, and very, very close to a band called Kix from Maryland, who was doing the East Coast circuit, just like Poison, up and down, up into New York, CBG, not CBGs. Was it? Yeah, CBGs. I don't know what's in Philly, but Hammerjacks in Baltimore, all those clubs up and down the East Coast, Northeast. They would open up for Kix. They would see what Kix does. Kix never really made it. They never went West Coast. Poison goes to the West Coast, takes their stage show, blows up. They blow their hair out too.
So
Kix never had hair like
that.
You,
Poison, or is that shame on you, Kix?
And maybe a little bit of both. Maybe a little bit of both. Maybe a little bit of both.
However, Bret
Poison,
Michaels also managed to keep Poison relevant even after, things kind of done. Todd likes Poison because their lead singer is bald and he has a wig in the.
But I show my bald head. He doesn't.
That's so funny. Now I'll tell you this, Todd. Here's where Todd gets mad at me.
Go ahead.
We're going this summer to see the stadium tour, which is going to be Joan Jett, Poison, Def Leppard, and Motley Crue. And I can tell you right now, Poison will be better than Motley Crue. 100% better. Joan Jett will be better than Motley Crue. So, Brett
if Vince loses weight and takes care of himself, it's fake news what you're saying right there. However,
I don't think it's all about weight.
Chances of it happening.
I think he's old and it doesn't matter, and he's washed up, and
it could very well be. They're not a better band than Motley. Oh God, dang it.
There you go.
All right, let's get through. That's all right. We're going to take forever if we do this much on each. All right, let's go to the next one. How about that?
All right. Okay.
I don't know what the show. So here was they had Maroon 5, Andy.
Oh, I will also let me read. Okay, this is so I will do some reading. This will be fun. Todd, monitor the chat.
Okay.
Can you?
Yeah, I can. I can switch over.
All right, just look because this will be fun, and I'll give you what this article said.
Yes.
We've talked about one-hit wonders before. I like to think Maroon 5 as a one-album wonder. Their debut album, Songs About Jane, was a terrific pop rock outing. However, everything they've done since then has been ultra pop. The promise of Maroon 5's first album has given way to a bunch of boring songs, usually Adam Levine's falsetto, and it all sounds the same. To be totally honest, I think the success of Maroon 5 rests largely in Levine's appeal as eye candy. After all, we saw the reaction to the band at their Super Bowl halftime performance. Okay. Do you think that's correct?
Well,
a lot of people
Deathless Dog says Maroon 5 stinks. Christopher David said, I'm not a fan. Overrated. Pass on Maroon 5. Cheesy.
How can you overrated? Nobody.
I actually like Maroon 5.
Heard of them. People. We probably got rid of them. No one likes them. Cheesy.
I don't think they're overrated. I think they make pop songs. That's what they are. And they make hits, so to speak.
But you can
radio
understand this, can you not?
Can completely understand it.
You look like us, okay? You're the sex symbol of us, and people clearly tune in because they want to see that. And are we overrated because of how beautiful you are, or is it?
They were underrated, Andy. Right now, we have 35 people on going up against Bourbon Junkies who have 500.
Why are you bringing up old? Well, enough with Maroon 5. They're done.
All right, Maroon 5 is done. All right, let's keep going. We're going to Creedence Clearwater Revival.
I like Creedence.
How is that? I think they're underrated, don't you?
Well, so I'll tell you what they said about Creedence. There's some bands you like and some you don't, and there are bands you absolutely cannot stand. CCR falls in the extreme end of the second category for me. Let's start with the obvious. John Fogerty's horrific screech of a voice sucks. I think that's wrong. For the life of me, I can't see how anyone thinks this guy has a good voice. Then there's their barely disguised anti-war politics that seem to be slipped into nearly every song of theirs. The biggest problem I have with CCR is their fans try and lump them into the Southern genre when they're from California.
Yes.
All right.
Andy, everyone, CCR underrated. I love CCR. Love CCR. Underrated completely. How this guy has them as overrated is beyond.
Okay, I'm gonna agree with you on this, Todd. I think they're a great band. I think they have a lot of cool songs,
and I think they're underrated too. When you think of the great classic rock,
this guy clearly has disdain for Fogerty's voice. So Roman, thank you, man. Good to see you,
Roman,
brother.
cheers, brother. Thank you, man. You're in for the giveaway.
So Sugar says the same thing. CCR was good. I agree.
Suffers from the same thing. Tom Petty, a lot of great songs, but their radio plays the same three. That is probably very true.
That suffer from that too. I think that's a good point.
Yeah.
But their catalog. So CCR is one of those bands. I think if you went to one of their concerts, you'd be like, I don't know anything about CCR, and you leave saying, I think I know every single one of the songs they played.
Well, that was like Foreigner too, Andy. By the way, I know more than Foreigner, but you go to a Foreigner. So I know it's not Lou Gramm anymore. That's singing, but. Kelly Hansen
so Whiskey Word said CCR is underrated, maybe the most underrated Southern rock band ever. So that guy's point when he's all mad, he's like, they're from California, they're not a Southern rock band. I don't care. Their style of music is Southern rock. It's like glam rock. You can be from Germany or you can be from the Sunset Strip. I think
those comments are from a millennial looking in the distant mirror. That's probably true.
That's
and
funny.
CCR is one of the best bands. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Anything supporting Big Lebowski, I'm supporting. All right, that's so good. I think we all agree. It's clear cut. The chat and we all agree. This is underrated.
JG, you're now overrated for sharing my picture. That's funny.
What? I thought you would want are you upset that I did that? I thought you knew I was going to do that. I told you.
Yeah, Aiden, I'm with you. Who cares where they're from? I think they have a great kind of just Southern rock sound. I love them.
Let's go on. We'll be here all night.
Who's next?
Rolling Stones.
Look at this. The Rolling Stones.
What is going on here?
Now this, you know what though? Some people don't like Jagger's voice. Let's be honest. Okay, we love to joke about Keith Richards surviving the apocalypse and outliving basically every other peer he has, but they are getting more credit than they actually deserve, and I think they do. They haven't reinvented anything or redefined anything. While the Rolling Stones did have a moment when they were at the top of their game, I believe it's time to give it a rest. These dudes are over 70 and still performing. Seriously, they should be at home watching TV or jamming with their grandkids. Wow, this guy does not like the Rolling Stones.
Deathless Dog says, what WTF? But Shane says overrated.
Peter White is overrated, and
not overrated, not underrated. I agree with that, Aiden. I 100% agree with that. Let's just skip this, please. Oh no, what is that? Is it bad? Why are we skipping it, Chris?
He may love the Stones.
Well, let's defend them then.
All right, so here's the thing: Mick Jagger
next band
is iconic, but I just don't think his voice is all that great. To be honest with you.
I think, okay, maybe, but his whole state going. Mick Jagger's one of the best frontmen of all time.
Agreed.
Okay,
but
so
I think
the Rolling Stones, Keith, they write great songs.
They're good. Are they really though? Are they that much better than, let's say, the Eagles?
Mr. Great Shot. I think they're on par. I think Aiden said it. They're not overrated or underrated. They are a iconic band that I think is maybe underneath, few above them, and that's fine.
Roman says overrated. They had their time.
Okay,
but they did define a generation, so I don't know.
All
right. So
let's go to the next one. Let's go to 21.
People like, who made this list? Okay.
All right, we're getting back to earlier. The Red Hot Chili Peppers. Interesting.
Todd, what do you think?
I don't think this is true at all, and I'll tell you why. You got to think of they cut their. I mean, they came out in the 80s, right? The late 80s, early 90s. And for the most part have been relevant all through the 90s and 2000. They have a huge catalog of hits. They kind of reinvented themselves a bit throughout their their careers. And I don't know how you may not like their music, and I know Andy you don't, but I don't think you can say
they're overrated. I think they're garbage.
Why do you think they're overrated?
I can't stand.
They're innovative in
their sound.
You can't stand them. That's not why they're overrated. You're saying they're overrated because you just don't like their music.
Well, that's my opinion.
Okay.
If their music's not good, then I think they're overrated. So we got a lot of overrated for those. Aiden says overrated.
All right, I don't think they're
overrated. Hate the Chili Peppers. I don't like them.
Peppers are original and underrated. Thank you, Kathy. At least somebody agrees with me. I think so too.
Kathy, I'm surprised.
Deathless Dog says they fell off when Anthony decided he could sing instead of just being nutty. That might be true as well.
I mean, I don't get. Here's the thing: I don't get the love for them. I really don't. I don't see. I mean, if you like them, that's fine, but they're not that great. They're really not.
I think the consensus here is they're overrated.
Wow. Pretty much so overrated. I like it.
Okay. All right. Let's go to. We'll go to some beers. All right. Now, guys, bear with. We'll go through this much quicker than the Dan's.
Californication.
All right.
Terrible.
We're gonna do 10. We're gonna do 10 beers. All right. And
we'll
guys,
whip through these, guys. These are beers you all know.
Blue Moon. I can't stand Blue Moon. And I agree. It's watered down, a Belgian white ale. There's hardly any flavor to it.
It said mostly mild, engaged beer drinkers realize it's a shock top from Anheuser-Busch crass attempt to jack craft beer's momentum. But for some reason, Coors Blue Moon hustle flies under the radar. This beer isn't bad. It's just overrated.
You know what I hate is people who drink this that think they're drinking craft beer. That's the other thing. Like
Blue
Moon.
This has been out a lot longer than the craft phase. I mean, I drank Killian's. You guys thought I was drinking craft beer. I don't really like Blue Moon that much.
I'm not a huge Belgian fan to begin with. This thing is like watered Belgian. Anything you stick a fruit in, I'm sorry, it's probably not gonna be good. So just saying. And we'll get to that.
But I don't like Blue Moon.
All right, number 9, Stella Artois. I think this is all marketing. This is a standard lager that they're trying to come off as some kind of special fancy beer because you take the foam off the top and you have a nice glass. It's a classic style lager. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
This is one of my least favorite beers of all time.
You think it tastes terrible?
I
don't think it tastes great or bad. I don't think. It's a lager, Andy. It's a standard lager.
So here's what they wrote about this.
Yeah,
this is clearly just Belgium effing with us. Stella Artois has to be the very worst beer that they make in a land where they make plenty of good beer. I think again, this is marketing. This is like this to me. This is the equivalent of Foster's being the best beer from Australia. It's not. This is garbage. Yeah. I can't stand Stella.
Stella equals dog beer, sugar kitty. There you go. Stella, I rock. Okay, all right. So I think we all agree.
All right, fine. We're doing okay with that.
Heineken, a case of cold Heineken.
She drinks my beer. She drinks my whiskey. All right.
Listen, first of all, you're gonna say that any beer that's in a green bottle is gonna suck because it's gonna
I don't like green bottle beer. I don't like Heineken.
You don't put any beer in a green or clear bottle because sunlight will screw with it, and that's not a good thing. But go ahead, Andy.
So I don't like it. Incredibly overrated here. JG, I don't like Heineken. Green Death, I agree. Yeah, I just can't.
Not good. And I love how they market it as like a premium beer. Like this is something special.
Well, look, and that's crafted. The thing. The clear and the green bottle beers are going to be subjected to sunlight and getting skunked. Like I don't understand the reason why you would put anything in a clear bottle beer. I don't.
No idea. So I'm waiting for somebody to say, I love that beer.
Oreo loves it. Best beer ever. Heineken. She loves. So there we go.
Oreo. Oh, she would love the kick song. A case of cold Heineken. No, not for us, Oreo. We don't like that at all. Corona. Now I will say this. It's definitely overrated, but I enjoy a Corona on the beach with a lime. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's refreshing. I don't know if it's marketing, but me and my wife drink a lot of them at the beach with my socks on my feet.
You do wear socks on the beach because you burn your little tootsies, don't you?
I'm telling you, I don't mind a Corona. It's not a great tasting beer, but it's refreshing. And if I'm drinking a summer beer, it's probably that.
Here's Corona stinks, literally. I like Corona in the summertime. On a hot ass day, Corona is good. I'm going to tell you right now, Todd, this is one of the few beers that I actually like. I'm going to say, if you throw a lime in this, I'll drink this all day long.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
I'm okay with it.
Corona equals cardboard.
Beer I'll put fruit into.
Corona has its place. I think
Chris Day was right. It has its place. It's good.
Peter White, 100 degrees. Yeah, Peter White. 100 degrees on the beach is acceptable. Agree.
Yeah, Mr. Greenshot's right, though. If you need lime to make it better, is it really good? Yeah,
vacation. We all agree. I think we agree. So, question is it overrated though? I don't think it is. I think people know what the beer is, and it has its place. It's a beach beer. It's a beach summer beer.
Now we go to this little Mexican restaurant down the street, and Todd, Modelo I think is better than
5 minutes
Corona.
on the beach with this kid. That's definitely a joke comment.
Yeah, Modelo is over Corona any day.
Stop for a second. Can you highlight Joe or Kathy's comment? I'm pretty sure that's Joe. I spend my entire summer at the beach, and I will have plenty of pictures for our Patreon members to see this summer. So don't you worry. On the beach.
And take a picture of that beautiful dome, because guess what? It doesn't get any darker no matter how long he spends in the sun.
SPS 50 applied
His
liberally
body is made of
throughout
SPF
the day.
50 because the sun actually goes to the person next to him because it just avoids
My
it.
wife gets a nice tan.
Or it will just burn his feet. Like the sun goes directly to his feet.
My mom's entering. My mom loves this. See, my mom's watching. She does love Corona. She loves it with a lime. Mom, we drink it on the beach a lot.
Can I say your mom is awesome? Because
is
when
awesome.
we first started this channel,
she's still with us. She's
you know how all our parents were like, "Oh, we'll
all
watch you guys. We love you kids."
Yep.
They've all stopped watching except for your
Not my mom.
All of our family and friends have been like, "You guys are terrible." And they stopped
Everybody,
watching.
Denise Carrick, my mom.
That's your
Everybody
mom,
give her
awesome.
a rock
That's
on
cool.
right there. There you go. Can we get a rock on to my mom? She would
for
super
your
chat,
mom,
but I don't think she knows how to.
I will certainly do a rock on for Miss Denise. Absolutely. Hold on. In fact, everybody show Miss Denise some love in the chat. We're gonna do a
Hey, thank you, Dave.
rock on. Okay, here we
groovy.
go.
All right, number 6 is Rolling Rock. Again, it's a green bottled beer.
This may be one of my least favorite beers of all
Tastes like
time.
piss water.
I never understood why people liked Rolling Rock. This is one of my two least favorite Pennsylvania beers. Rolling Rock. Here's what they wrote: Rolling Rock, which sucks real bad, has a strange little mystique around it for some reason.
John?
Can anyone explain to me why a large segment of the Pennsylvanian diaspora considers this to be the ultimate good time juice?
I have no
don't know
idea.
either. I think it sucks.
What does the chat think?
I can slam some Rolling Rocks in cans. Roman Flyers making the throw up face, which I have to agree with. Rolling Rock is for 90s frat boys. I think that's a great
That could be it. Hey,
Rolling Rock sucks. Overrated. That's
I think
great.
we all agree. Rolling Rock sucks. All right, we all agree. Rolling Rock is a bad. Never had one. Aiden, we saved you. Never have one. It's a good thing you didn't. All right,
Aiden, you're missing nothing. Let's put it that way. All right, bands. Bands.
There we go. Let's go, bands. Oh, hell yes. This was one of my I don't get last week.
I was there one here.
Oh, hey, he comes. Get out of here, Dave. Do we even need to read this? He sucks. Sorry. I know I just pissed off Kathy.
Dave Matthews Band garnered a strong cult following from a specific type of person. You know, the guy who loves wearing plaid button-down shirts and boat shoes year-round. Yeah. Dave Matthews might be a good musician, but his music sounds highly unoriginal, not to mention boring. I can't agree more. I can't stand. I think they are completely overrated. Christopher David says underrated. So see, this is where we start to lose friends. But Aiden's going overrated. Whiskey War's overrated. I said it last week. I'll say it again. I think, Kathy, here's where I agree with you. There are musicians in the band. The Dave Matthews Band is good. Get rid of Dave Matthews at the front and put a new lead singer, and I may actually listen to them. But I got to tell you, his voice kills it for me. It's
grating. It's grating. And yeah, I do have a sibling. Who asked my mom that? I don't know if she saw that. I have a brother, James Morgan.
Dave Matthews Band, because it's the only barf I'd ever been in. That's great. I hate Dave Matthews Band.
Deathless Dog said what? What did they
underrated
say?
live. Dave Matthews good in concert. So a lot
of
people.
Oreo. Thank you. In for 20. Hey, she wants what shirt? What she want? Would she want the Shamrock or the Bourbon? I don't know. Crashing here.
Oh, wait, where's this list going? I swear to God, Todd Dandy, I love it. Look at JR. I can't stand how people call him Dave like they don't want a first name.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Roman.
Cheers to that.
I'm out. That's funny. This is great.
All right, chicks dig it. I'm out. All right, let's go to 8. Satellite. Anyway, Radiohead, another band. I don't look at this. Look at this guy. Look at him. What
he
the
looks
heck?
like a chipper, dude. All right. So here's what the guy said about Radiohead. Let's get one thing straight. I freaking love Radiohead. They're easily one of my top 5 favorite bands of all time. With that said, I feel like people on the internet are far too quick to praise anything they've ever done. They're a genius band. This is not me. Genius band, but I think they get a little too much hype, especially when it comes to an album that other people would consider a Kid A's B-side. I don't even know what that means, but whatever. I don't.
Oreo,
really
you haven't won anything yet. You just super chatted us.
I think they're overrated.
I think they are not good, and yes, overrated. A lot of people like them. This was one of the ones I was ready to put on my last week. I just don't get. I don't get these guys. I don't get the love. I'm glad this isn't our list, by the way, guys. This is somebody else that's put. We didn't.
But Roman Flyers said fell in love with their first album.
Okay, all right.
A lot of people are saying overrated. Not a bad band, but very overrated. See, I think that's
JG overrated. All right, good. Deathless Dogs, not a band. I think there's a
Well,
consensus.
see, no, I didn't know this. This is something that bothers me too. So
one hit.
Whiskey War says Radiohead is overrated, and they refuse to play the one song everybody wants to hear. I hate it when people do.
Thank you, Eileen.
I hate it when people. Cheap Trick does this. They won't play the Flame at their concerts because
how do you not play
us,
that?
So it doesn't represent
song?
us. Yeah. Here's the thing. I respect Joe Elliott from Leopard for saying this. Don't write a hit song if you don't want to play it. Otherwise, what's the point? Like, isn't that why we write songs? Because we want them to be hits and played? Thank you so much, Eileen. That's awesome.
It's super nice.
So,
good luck, guys. Playing tonight for a bottle of McKenna 10 year.
McKenna 10, the T-shirt of your choice, and two Hysteria beers. So
Imperial Chocolate Raspberry Stout. So there you
really
go.
good giveaway tonight. So this will be fun. So there is still time to get in and play. So $1 gets you in. And again, if you guys super chats for me to play clips of Todd doing things. So let's just keep that in mind too. You get that, and you get
an entry.
Spins. And an entry. So that's all good.
Right. There you go.
All right. What's next, Todd?
Let's get. I think we have hopefully something better. Oh, this is ridiculous.
Right, this is
what
great.
the hell is going on here?
Let me read.
My favorite. Let me
read this. So I want you to hear this. All right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You tell me what you think about this. This is what they said about Queen. All right. I knew you were going to get mad. It pains me to do this because I love the band, but it needs to be said. Queen, for my opinion, is the most overrated band ever. Is Freddie Mercury the greatest frontman ever? Maybe. Even probably is. Is Bohemian Rhapsody one of the greatest songs ever made? Yes. In my opinion, though, Queen has never released a full album that floored me compared to the likes of the Beatles or Pink Floyd. Queen undoubtedly has great songs, but I feel like so many people consider them to be the greatest band ever, even when they're not even close. Their albums, honestly, can be pretty uneven. They're legendary, but not as legendary as some people may think. Discuss amongst yourselves.
Who would that be there, douche Bakoosh? Who are they not as I get it. There may be other bands that I like better than them. I get that, but this
I could spin kick this guy. Okay, now I'm kind of pissed. I love it. Fake news. Move to the next band. Okay, not overrated, not underrated. Who wrote this list? Where did you find this list?
And you need to put this out there.
This is why I got happy about this list, because I knew this was going to make some people crazy. I don't think Queen's overrated. I think Queen is ridiculous. I mean, if this is his most overrated band ever, why wasn't it number one, by the way? So screw you. Let's move on. Oh my God. Jesus. What's going on here? 17. You think you didn't like that? You ready for this for 17?
What is going on here?
Okay.
I can't take this. I'm better to throw this
computer Here's what he wrote about AC/DC. You're going to get even more upset.
Just did this to make me upset, didn't you?
I do a lot to make you upset. This wasn't it, though. Ready? God. Talk about a commercialized band leaning on merchandise sales and the strength of a roughly 3 songs. AC/DC is one of those polarizing groups. You either love Brian Johnson's unique voice or you can't stand it. But from a quality standpoint, their songs were not poignant nor clever. Once you get past the lack of nuance, you're left with clumsy, screaming, over-the-top instrumentals.
Where do I even start?
Where do you start?
First of all, I said they have 3 songs. Fake news. How many albums have they sold? Maybe 200-300 million worldwide.
This guy needs to be on the show. Okay, we're done. This is great.
I agree.
Guys,
this is
bring
crazy.
your friends in. Have fun with this. This is fun tonight.
Yeah,
share it out.
I agree, JJ. This is
greatest. Who wrote this list? Machine Gun Kelly.
And you need to tell who wrote this list when you're done. I think you need to put that out.
Yeah, I will. So we can all. I'll try and put his email.
In
the chat box.
So everyone can kill this guy.
So we can.
This is crazy. I mean, there's so many other bands that you could pick. I don't know how you could. I don't know. I don't get.
I don't agree with this either. I think AC/DC
overrated.
I think AC/DC, that Back in Black album literally pioneered a new movement.
Chris said this
list
is going down fast. I agree. So, let's keep going. He picks it up here because I can't stand Coldplay. So he's hit on a few, but I think he throws some of these in here just like screw with you, right? He pulls you back in right here with me. I agree with this one. Coldplay sucks to me. I can't stand Coldplay.
All right. Can you name 2 Coldplay songs?
I cannot, and I don't want to. That's another reason.
So this guy put, man, I hate Coldplay. The more you listen to that one damn song, the more repulsive it gets. Now there are people out there who adore the band. I get that. They connect with swirls of emotion tethered by seemingly omnipresent voices of Chris Martin, but he's annoying and likable.
He is annoying.
The more the band tries to branch out, the more chaotic and tacky the music gets. So that's what they said. I don't really like Coldplay.
Does anybody?
Kathy loves Coldplay.
One thing, Kathy Where's Joe at? Joe, take over the handle.
That actually might be Joe. Joe puts it under Kathy because
that
he
might
wants
be it.
to. So
Where's
yeah.
Joe at? Coldplay sucks. Coldplay's overrated. Again, how can you Coldplay right next to AC? I have no idea. I have no idea. This list is completely whacked out.
Coldplay overrated. Coldplay. All right.
Okay,
so
we agree.
so we
Let's
got
move
some
on.
things that people. Okay,
right.
guys, take a collective breath. We're going to go through the top 5 most overrated beers.
All right,
We'll
let me get
right
another
back to
whiskey
music.
here, Andy. I'm going to go over to the Sagamore. We're all leading up to the Mash and Journey barrel pick that they did with Sagamore. I'm going to pull out the Sagamore ale cask that was finished. We found out in Goose Island Sophie barrels. Fantastic. Andy, what are you drinking now? You still on the old line?
Yeah.
God,
I'm going to drink it until I fall over. I like it.
Until that bottle's gone, you go back to tomorrow and get another one.
I really like it.
Cheers, everybody in the chat. Let us know what you're drinking.
I love this. Sugar King. Worst problem is Coldplay is only 16. How much worse can this get? This is great. Okay. Budweiser. Todd, thoughts
really
on the
good.
King of beers?
I mean, overrated 100%. I would have put Bud Light in here as well because everyone drinks Bud Light.
You can do anything, Budweiser or Bud Light here. I think
Bud Light is super. I mean, I'd rather actually drink Miller. If I'm doing a light beer, actually be Miller Light over Bud Light. I think there's a bit more flavor there. They all suck, but I mean, whatever. Budweiser is terrible.
We say this.
Made with rice, for Christ's sake. It's made with rice.
There was
rice.
a time, though, we knew no better when we were out on the weekends.
Oh, that's so good.
And
this
so this was something that we drank.
Orange peel. Oh, my God. Sorry.
Go ahead, don't tell it. I like it when you
big time like orange peel. I don't know why the Sophie. I don't know. I actually don't know what. I mean, I know Sophie. I don't think I may have drank it once. I'm not a big Sophie fan, to tell you the truth, but this works. The rye in a beer barrel like that. Ooh, that's fantastic. Go ahead. Sorry. Go.
All right, there we go. We're back. King of overrated beers.
Big Orange. Yeah, I mean, King of overrated. I don't like who drinks Budweiser, by the way. Who actually? I mean, I drink a Bud product, probably Bud Light, but even that, I'd rather do Miller Light. I don't know why that is. I gravitate towards Miller. Is there a reason? I don't know. Maybe it's marketing. I have no idea. They all suck.
No, I don't know. It's the number one selling beer in the world. So I mean, is there for a reason? I don't know, but
I don't know. Moving on. Yingling. Ooh, again, another green bottle, so to speak.
You
right?
like Yingling, do you not?
I don't think it's terrible at like Budweiser. I would, if I go to a bar and the only craft beer they have is Yingling, I'll certainly, like if they had a Bud Light, Budweiser, Coors, Blue Moon and Yingling, I'm drinking the Yingling.
I would drink every single beer you listed before you.
Why? Why would you do that?
Absolutely sucks.
It's just a traditional dark lager, though. I don't get like
a traditional crap lager.
Not a dark lager. It's a darker lager.
It's awful. I cannot stand Yingling. It is probably my least favorite beer.
Wow, that's it's not my least favorite.
It tastes so bad.
Of everything we've posted on these beers, this would be my favorite. I'm not saying it's great, but I would drink this over the predecessor.
I like a lot of beers. I cannot stand Yingling. I just can't.
Speaking of Bud, I've never had Yingling. Does it come here? It's not everywhere. It's the oldest beer in America, by the way. It's older than Bud. It's the first brewery in the U.S.
Chris is
middle
right.
Of the road. Yeah, I agree. Roman, middle of the road. Yeah, no, but I think I'm with Roman. I'm with Roman.
Oh, Sugar King likes.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
See, okay,
Whiskey Nose loves Andy. Marty loves Heineken. That's crazy.
Oh, Heineken Marty made that list earlier.
All right, number 3, Reach for the Mountains. This is if Jody was here from Bourbon Bounty, he drinks Coors Light all the time, and whatever. It's water. It'll hydrate you, I think. So,
I will say this, Todd. You remember we did a video. This is kind of funny. We did the video with the Cobra Kai thing.
That's not bad. That's
which
actually
was
drinkable.
Coors, the Coors original versus Coors Light. Coors original is actually pretty tasty.
Coors Banquet. Yeah.
Coors Light is water, but it is the perfect tailgating beer. If you're going to
tell
go
you
tailgating, this is
the whole idea of cold as the Rocky Mountains.
Mm-hmm.
It's bullshit. You don't want your beer that cold. It suppresses every flavor and aroma in that beer. Now, I'm not saying you don't want it warm, but you don't want it ice cold because the flavor, if there is any in there, is getting basically taken away, and the aroma especially. So, just saying, you don't want it ice cold. Just saying.
And JR said the Banquet is great. I do think the Banquet is good.
Banquet is good. If you look at a review of that, which is actually a pretty good video because we talk about Cobra Kai.
Can't get drunk on Coors and spend too much time peeing.
Exactly. I'm the same way. Exactly.
That's funny.
Anyway, number 2, Sam Adams. I will say this. It's not a terrible beer, but everyone thinks it's like craft and it's mass produced. It's a traditional regular lager There's nothing special about it. There's hops in that picture. This is a promotional. There's hardly any hops in that beer. It's like everything else, mass produced as cheaply as possible.
I think if we did overrated breweries, Sam Adams would be my top 3
Might
most
be.
overrated
I agree.
breweries.
There
is very little. Kathy just subscribed. Bye, Felicia.
Really?
There are
Kathy, don't go.
We're
going backwards.
There are so many breweries better than Sam Adams. I think Sam Adams.
There's thousands of brewers better than Sam Adams.
I think as a whole, they are ridiculously overrated.
They have an amazing marketing team. They
do.
They do.
And they got that nice, jolly old guy. What's his name? Who comes out? We only have the freshest.
By the way, Andy, we hate Boston. So anything coming out of Boston I'm sorry if you're in Boston right now.
Sorry for all you Boston people out there, but no, I can't stand Sam.
I agree. All right, let's get to
We're going to all right, number 1.
What is this?
RER out of order. Todd, explain to people what this crap is.
Bite your tongue. And I got some news about this. RER for the last 2 years. I used to be on a huge kick with these. These are heavily fruited sours.
These are desserts.
Dessert sours that are amazingly creative and fun and very good in most cases.
Awful.
I've been doing it for the last year and a half. I kind of fell off because I might get diabetes if I keep drinking them. But
just not good.
They actually announced this week, Andy, that they're stopping their monthly production of Out of Order. They're going back to their core beers and just doing out of orders once out to their brewery. They're not doing mass producing of this.
It's awful.
I'm skipping over it because you're. Oh, gee, what are you doing?
So that wasn't even it. I did that just to make you mad. That wasn't even the real one. So number 1, Bourbon County Stout. I just put in the RER just to tick you off. The real number 1, Bourbon County Stout.
What?
Are there better barrel aged beers out there than Bourbon County Stout? Are they overhyped because of the Black Friday release? Tell me, Todd. I knew this would get you even more upset.
I will tell you this. I'm not going to argue that there is probably better barrel-aged beers out there every year. There's a ton of breweries that are doing barrel-aged stuff. However, these guys are the originals. They set the tone to do this
Kathy
everywhere.
For the cost, she agrees. Overrated.
Who said this?
Kathy said overrated.
Kathy, you like Dave Matthews. I take your opinion with a grain of salt. Okay? They are not overrated. In fact, 2020, probably that base Bourbon County Stout was the best barrel-aged beer of that year.
Death's Dogs would say overrated. Not really beer guy.
Death's Dogs, you're wrong. And here's why you are wrong.
Shot. Overrated.
You're all crazy. Overpriced.
Overpriced, not overrated.
Scott may be true on that. That may be true. I'll give you that. They are definitely overpriced. I'm not going to argue that. $20 for a
Whiskey Wars, they're great, but kind of overrated. Deathless Dog like the Cola. Marty says underrated. Possibly.
Thank you, Marty. Well, I don't know if they're underrated because they get a lot of publicity.
Christopher Bourbon says overrated, a bit overrated. Todd, right, I don't know. He's checking out people. Look, this. God, this makes me happy. This is why I did that. Look, this is great.
If you okay, hold on. Just give me a second. Talk.
Here we go. Talk amongst yourselves. Because this is the best. It's the favorite part of my night so far. Now that underneath people, what you don't see is all the Bourbon County Stouts that he has. Todd is the poster boy for Bourbon County Stout. He loves it more than probably three quarters of his children. And so he is going to come out. He's going to pull out all these bottles. So the more you guys put in the chat that you can't stand it because he can't hear us right now, the better the chat becomes. So, whatever you got to do just to rile Todd up, I would applaud it. Come on, buddy. He's almost back.
All right, I'm back. Okay, Andy, first of all, your favorite of all time barrel-aged beer is this beer right here, the Bramble. Okay?
I've never heard of it.
You talk about this like it's your firstborn, okay?
I've never heard of it.
You're so full of shit, and I've cussed on our stream. This is amazing, and this is why they're so good, because of their variants as well. So you can say the base may not be the best every year, and I'll agree with you, but their variants are what set them apart. What is everybody laughing?
Joe had a Bourbon County Stout and he threw up in his mouth.
Who said that? Joe? Who's Joe?
Joe and Kathy.
Oh, Joe, go drink some more Blue Moon for Christ's sake.
He's getting mad. He gets this is what happens.
And no one else can do that. There's no other brewery that's doing this, okay? Here is a 2000, and not that Rittenhouse Rye is an amazing, it's a very good rye whiskey, but they put they do things like this where they take whiskeys and put their product into it and age it for 1 and 2 years. And this Rittenhouse Rye it's amazing. This is an amazing Bourbon County Stout. It's one of the best we've ever had. Gets better than that. 2019 Weller, right? In Weller barrels for a whole year. This is an amazing anniversary bourbon. This beer is one of the best ever, but there's better than this. Oh shit, I almost broke it. Old Forester birthday bourbon. This is the best beer I've ever had in my life. I don't ever want to and in fact we gave it away. I think Shane from Storytime actually won it. This is the only bottle I have left of it. This is an amazing this beer right here. None better.
What else do you have under there?
A lot more, but these are the best. They're all Bourbon County Stouts.
Grab one. Grab another one.
What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Why? I can't see what you're doing. What are you doing?
I'm not doing anything.
And what do you want me to? Why do you want to grab another one?
No, because I was enjoying seeing all those beers you were putting up there.
Oh God, you're not even putting me up there, are you? Anyway, whatever. My point is, they make variants. Whatever. I don't care. You can put all you want. They make variants like none other each year. Some may be better than others. I get it. There's none better when you, in totality, every year, Bourbon County Stout. There's no way that is the number one most overrated beer. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here. You struck a nerve, Canterna, and you did it on purpose. I'm sorry. I like King Todd. I don't know. I've seen some, I'm sorry. That pisses me off.
Oh, you get so mad.
There's no way that's the most overrated beer of all time. It just isn't. It just isn't. God damn you. Move on, Andy.
All right, well, you've got controls of the reins there, buddy.
You've thrown me off. All right.
Gosh, you're an angry elf.
Well, it happens sometimes. All right, All right, let's get back to the band. 15-11. Oh God. Jesus.
No, well, I agree with this one.
Nirvana.
All right.
Thanks a lot, Andy.
Agreed. Here's a topic change for you, but here's what they had to say about Nirvana. Nirvana was a premier band during the emerging grunge era in Seattle in the 90s. Frontman Kurt Cobain led the group, but Nirvana is one of those bands that needed to stay in the 90s. The music didn't age well, primarily because you know exactly which decade it came from. There wasn't any sense of invention or creativity to make things work. People still wear Nirvana apparel today without even being alive to listen to the band during its prime. I think that's being kind. I can't stand Nirvana. Let's see what people have to say.
See, Bourbon, you've gone down a few months. That's right. Angry Todd, move on. Nirvana, great. I don't think they're overrated. I don't know. I can see the argument for both. I can totally see the argument for both. Put it that way. I don't know. What is the I'm all
Aiden says overrated. Peter Weiss has only liked one album.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have a lot of albums. They only had like 2 albums.
I like Nirvana. Nirvana was good, but were they overrated? I think they were overrated. Here's why I think they're overrated. To be truly honest with you, if you're gonna go grunge, Soundgarden was better, Alice in Chains was better, Pearl Jam was better, Stone Temple Pilots was better. There's so many bands better than them. They just were the first one to get a radio airplay on MTV. They're not that good. I didn't like them, so I'm just gonna say, just throw that out there.
Well, that's I would say, all right. Next. I agree with this. Twisted Sister. We're going a little bit. This is one we put in. Mm-hmm. I totally think overrated. Everybody says how great they are. Not me. We've seen them live a few times. They're fine. Look at these guys. Whatever. I don't love them. I don't own one Twisted Sister album. I just never loved them. You?
Yeah. Stay Hungry. You know that album. That was their big one. Honestly, Twisted Sister. I think they were pretty weak. To be honest with you, I don't know if they fit really even with hair either. I think they just dressed up because they raided their wives' closets and they looked ridiculous. And I just honestly, other bands dressed up too, like Kiss and Motley Crue, but they weren't as good as Kiss and Motley Crue. I don't like Twisted Sister. So people are like overrated. Yep,
right,
indifferent.
All right, moving on.
Todd,
Eagles.
You seem upset. All right,
Eagles. You get me pissed off.
God, relax there, Beavis. It's okay. It's all right.
Eagles. Eagles are overrated. They sold like 400 million, or not 400, but 200 million albums. Oh my God. Read it. How is this possible?
The Eagles are firmly embedded into the fabric of rock and roll within the country, and you won't hear over-the-top riffs or screaming vocals. And while we respect the band for what it's accomplished, their overall sound isn't anything to write home about. The overall tone of the band is quite repetitive to the point where it all sort of meshes together into one singular sound. Respected band, sure, great one. Nope. Okay. I disagree. I think the Eagles are a fantastic band.
I think so too.
I think Eagles are really good.
Eagles
Whiskey War
underrated.
Overrated, really, and I agree. I think they're really. Oh, some people, by the way, going back to.
Oh no, Chris!
Todd is losing his price. Thank you. This is so funny. Some people went back to Twisted Sister and showed them some love for the blade. I mean the price. I just couldn't get into Twisted Sister. I tried.
Oh, good. Scott is watching. Stay tuned.
So,
we have a special guest coming soon, guys. Everyone, stay tuned.
We do. Love the Eagles. Actually, you know what? If he wants to come and play with us for a little bit, that's fine. We do that.
Does he?
Thumbs up in the basement if you want to come hang out and throw your 2 cents in. If not, no big deal. All right, we'll do that. All right, so thumbs up again if you'll make Todd angry, because that'll actually make this even more fun of a stream. All right, that's all I need. Perfect. Double thumbs up. Jason, what's going on, man? How are you?
Jason,
what is going on, boys?
I'm pissed off.
Are you enjoying us making people mad so far?
Making Todd mad.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks has been really great streams, really great feedback, aside from the fact that you put down Rush a little bit.
That's right.
True.
We're supposed to have our MMA battle coming up soon.
I'm still not over it. I'm just saying it's all right though. I can forgive you a little bit.
All right, we're gonna get to this,
Roman,
guys.
very much. He said 21090 overrated or underrated. I'm going under. Love these fellas. Thank you. We appreciate it.
I don't think the Eagles are overrated at all. I mean, incredible musicianship across the band. I did agree with Nirvana being a little bit overrated. I mean, I think, and I hate to say it, I think the death of Kurt Cobain kind of elevated them into a little bit more of a.
I think you have a point, and I think that also played into Queen as well too, like the whole Wayne's World thing and Bohemian Rhapsody. But I love Queen, so it happens.
I do love Queen though. I think
I do too. I do too.
You can make an argument for them. I can make an argument for them that they're underrated because most people just know the songs from Wayne's World and some of the hits that were played. They have a lot of great songs I don't think a lot of people have really discovered.
No, their catalog is great. We did that when they put CCR up earlier, and I said they're good. Like really, they're very good. It's just people. I think if you went to one of their concerts, every song they played, you just wouldn't know it by name.
Right.
Yep. So.
All right, let's go to number 12. 12 is Andy's Journey.
Does this hurt you, Todd? Does this hurt you a little bit? Journey?
There's a lot here I don't agree with. I think it's going to get worse. I mean,
all right.
Listen, What? Read what he says. Let's hear.
He says, here's what we put. Okay. Journey definitely has some hits. You've probably been inebriated a time or two at a bar and heard "Don't Stop Believing" that blare from the speakers. Is also usually the call for last call. And while Steve Perry certainly has a great voice, the band itself was not very adventurous in the slightest. Not every song needs to be constructed in a way that is catered to large groups of people belting in
Oh no. Neil Schon,
lack of diversity of their albums really hurts their legacy.
Neil Schon is an amazing guitar player. Am I wrong in that?
Neil Schon's good too, and I think that I think they're Deathless Dog hates him. He hates him.
I think it depends on what era of Journey you're talking about. Honestly, I think the golden era with Steve Perry, where they were really writing some incredible music. I think Neil Schon gets a little bit. First of all, Neil Schon is an asshole. I don't know if you guys.
Is he really?
If you've ever followed him or dealt with him or talked to him,
Is he? Oh no.
He has such a fucking ego on him.
Oh no.
And I think that's why that was some of the issues with Steve Perry, because Steve Perry got all the accolades, and I think it bugs Neil Schon. No. So. Well,
that's what. Look, Todd, he does that. He gets upset with bands if he's not taking over. I mean, he went into Hardline, and as soon as he wasn't kind of the premier person in Hardline, he quit that band too, and let Johnny Gioli keep going with that band. So I can see that.
The worst band of all time.
Well, look, they said the same thing. Look, it should have been a hit with Dokken and Winger, and honestly, Don Dokken, everybody, including Steve Whiteman from Kick, said Don Dokken's an asshole. They said that. They said the guy is a complete and total jerk. So, some guys.
All right, like that. I feel like I'm. Oh my god!
God, this next one's going to rip you to shreds.
This is bullshit. This is bullshit.
Oh my god!
Stop cursing, Todd.
Sorry. This is on the channel. All right. Sorry. This is bullcrap. I'm
sorry. Where did this list come from?
Yeah, Andy,
I'm gonna post the author's address at the end of the night, so all of us inebriated people.
I think Andy made this up to piss me off.
So we could all send him glitter bombs.
Yes.
What the hell? All right, so here's what they wrote. Ready? Aerosmith is not and has never been a metal band. Not sure why he says it because they never claimed to be.
Yeah.
But they were at most a hard rock band. By the 90s, they had transitioned to a cheesy pop band, focusing instead on singing pop love songs with decent guitar riffs. Aerosmith had a few groundbreaking albums in the 70s and a couple decent ones in the 80s. I completely disagree. I thought their 80s was a great era.
I mean, come on.
But by the time Get a Grip came out, they had started writing formulaic radio pop-friendly dribble. When Aerosmith started selling out concerts and millions of albums, they stuck with the formula. Unfortunately, they suck.
Whiskey Wars in the chat absolutely nailed it.
What do you say? Late Aerosmith is overrated. Old Aerosmith, yeah, but you know what though? Late Aerosmith. Think about what the time is. It's the 90s, and the party is not inviting them anymore, right? So grunge is now here, and what they were doing in the 80s is so they adapted, right? They made pop songs.
Looks like a nice lady.
I love Aerosmith. I love them.
Perry and the guys credit for being able to stay relevant in
I do.
different decades.
I do, because so many bands couldn't do it.
By the way, Todd, do you know the only person to have a top 20 hit in 5 straight decades was?
Aerosmith?
No, Barry Manilow. But anyway,
Shut
we'll
up.
go back
God
to
damn. Jesus,
we'll go back. I digress.
What is the chat? Does the chat agree with this, or is there a hate?
Vacation was their last good album. True Story.
True Story. Wow.
Yours nailed it. Angels. Okay. By the way, Angels is my favorite Aerosmith song. I absolutely love that song. Just that is the best ballad ever written. I absolutely.
All right, let's move on. I can't stand this. All right.
All right.
Jason.
Just in time for you. Here we go. We got our top 10 bourbons. We're gonna run through them quickly.
This is overrated.
Overrated bourbons 10 to 6. All right, here we go.
Did we do this list, Andy? We talked about it. Did we do this?
We talked about it. All right, number 10.
Yep.
Pappy Van Winkle.
That's so fucking true. It's not even debatable.
Not even debatable. I've never even had a Pappy, so there you go. I don't even know.
A couple sips, and you know what? It's not worth the hype and the price. I'm going to go overrated. You guys can put in the comments.
Overrated, hands down.
It's overrated because of price. Is the juice though on all these is not good?
It's not bad, but it's
there's got to be something there. There has to be something.
Listen, I think the only bourbon in that lineup that's worth the price and maybe worth slightly of a markup is the Pappy 15. It's probably the best of the lineup. Old Rip Van 10 is a $60 bottle the most. Van Winkle Live is a glorified Weller 12, not worth anything.
Ooh.
The 23 are watered down, over oaked shit.
Yep.
So,
but let me go back to JG's comment. This is exactly why it sells. Overrated, but I still want one. Everybody wants one on their shelf because it's a showpiece. So
I've never had one.
Yeah, even bad press for it drives the want for it. So
now Todd's got a bunch of them because this is like water to him. He just buys them because it's like money. That
I went into Jason. I went into a store and you don't know it. It's Glen Burnie, Maryland. It's not affluent at all. The liquor store. It's sort of. And they had 3 of these different kinds, and I said, "What do you want?" And the guy didn't really know what he had. He knew he had something special, and he wanted $2,000 a piece. Now, the people that go into this liquor store buy certain things, not this. And I couldn't believe it. I don't know how to say it eloquently.
I love it when you're PC.
Yeah.
Not
they're
this.
buying Schlitz malt liquor and
I've gone back every week since then, and it's still there. And it won't ever move because the people that go in, I have no idea how he got these, but he wants $2,000. And even Top Shelf Todd can't pay for
this
that.
is your daily sipper. This is
not I've never had a sip of Pappy. I don't have Pappy at all. I've never had it. Anyway, all right, let's move on.
All right, number 9.
Basil Hayden. I mean, come on.
Overrated.
I think Basil Hayden is good for one thing. It's a good gateway for people to get into bourbon, and that's about it.
I would agree, except that you don't have to pay the price for 80 proof bourbon.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's like
price point. Yeah, a $40 price point for that whiskey. It's terrible.
Well, how about the Basil Hayden toast? I paid $55 for it, and it's not good at all.
Yeah,
honestly, it's not
great.
I agree. Right? And I mean, what does the chat think? Real quick, we can move.
Old Granddad and Old Granddad 114, Old Granddad Bonnet and 114 are way better whiskeys that are a lot cheaper.
I so want to show you a clip of Todd's first sip of Old Granddad 114.
It was the first whiskey I ever tasted like straight like that.
I gave it to him when I was trying to get him into whiskey. I was like, "You're gonna like this. This Old Granddad 114 is great." He about threw up in his mouth. Thought it was the most ridiculous.
It's because he was hoping it was P90X.
Oh Jesus! Damn it, Jason! You're supposed to forget about those things.
God, no one can forget it. No one can get that out of their mind.
What did the chat think? I think we all agree. I mean, I don't know. Is anybody ever really next. All right, Stag Junior, Andy.
Ooh, that is polarizing.
Very polarizing. I will say this: it's tough to get around where we are. I can't get it for under $200, and at that price, it is overrated. I think.
This is completely dependent on the price, but honestly though, for a Stag Junior, for something barrel proof from Buffalo Trace that releases usually a couple times a year, I'd pay a little bit more to get it because getting anything barrel proof from Buffalo Trace is almost impossible. Stag Junior, you can make the argument might be the easiest thing to get that's barrel proof from them.
Andy, what say you? You put this on.
Used to be. There was a time, even a year and a half ago, I could go to a store. I could get a Stag Junior. Now it's impossible to find. It's overpriced. So I agree with Peter White. At retail, I like it. I do too.
Yeah.
I was fine.
I don't think it's overrated either.
$65 for it, I thought it was great. It's great. But now that you go in and people want upwards of $100 for it, it is.
Christopher David, what do you pay for your Stag Junior though? You say it's not over at $200. I think it is.
Yeah, it's retail price. I don't think
should not.
I think
be, top
that bottle, that Stag Junior, Colonel Taylor, barrel proof, are probably one of the couple bottles from Buffalo Trace that I actually try to get.
Yeah, I'm not camping out overnight for anything either, by the way. I don't do that. Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't do it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, ECBP, I think is consistently better. Stag Junior, I think Stag Junior can hit a really nice, sweet cherry elixir. Yeah.
All right. Does the chat not agree, Andy, with you? This is your pick here, Andy.
This is my pick. I pulled this off a list. I didn't pick any of these.
Blue Run. I agree with this. I'm not.
Oh my god! Don't even. I'm not going to go off on a rant because you guys have heard me go off on.
Yeah. So.
Did you say that?
It's 100%.
Todd, this is terrible. The other night, we're like, I'm never buying another Blue Run again. Like I'm not, because every time I get it, I'm so disappointed. And Sealbacks always sends these stupid texts. They're like, "You guys want this?" Like,
you were drunk. No. He was drunk as shit.
Well, I was working on a bunch of videos and it was late. And I was like, click.
Oh wait.
And then I'm like, damn it! Why did I do that? It's going to be here tomorrow. Their new one. And I'm so mad I did it, but I did.
He bought it. It was
anything. And all you guys got to do is listen to any interview that these Blue Run guys do. And listen. I get it. They are playing to a specific market. They're in it to make money. And I totally get it. There's money to be made, and it's working, unfortunately. But these guys are basically in it, and they're counting. They're counting on the whiskey consumers that aren't educated, that just want to chase the hottest thing. They're using every hip marketing term under the sun. They said we want to. One of the ones that on their website that killed me was we want to appreciate the past and the distillers and the heritage that came before us. But it's time to push them aside and look for the future of whiskey.
Oh my god.
Like in the beginning, I'm like, you fucking assholes weren't distilling anything.
No.
Like,
but they have the backing of Nike. If that's all you.
They have the backing of. They have a backing of a lot of marketing executives from some very big companies.
I mean, this is a really, really good. Good night, Marty. This is a really, really.
Yeah. Hey, Marty, you'll see Marty soon, won't you, Jason? Yeah. You guys are doing some picks this week, right?
Yeah, we're doing Four Roses pick actually Thursday.
Hell yeah! All right,
very cool.
All right, let's get through this. We can get some.
What's number 6?
Yep,
Buffalo Trace.
Listen, this is the I put this on here because
Todd, you chose this. This one was hard for me because I think it's a great, I think it's a great representation of
around us, Jason. I don't know about you, but it goes off like it's an allocated whiskey. Like they have something special. So I go into liquor stores looking for something. I say, "What do you guys have?" Anything special that comes in, we have Buffalo Trace. Okay, that's nice, but that's not what I'm talking about. And they up to it's like $120. Why is that? Why is Buffalo Trace around us at least put behind the shelf and put on this pedestal? What are you laughing at?
Makers of P90X bourbon, we give you.
Well, that's
Blue
true
Run.
too. I know that. Well, I'm just saying, like, I don't think it's good. But for around me, I don't know why, Andy, in Maryland, it's like that. They put it on behind the bar.
No, I mean, I think you can find it
for $100.
Again, honestly, this bourbon in particular, and you could say the same thing about Eagle Rare. They were probably the two top. They were the two top Buffalo Trace bourbons that you could find on a regular basis. And now Eagle Rare is off the radar, and now this one is starting to be off the radar. But depending on what state you're in. This
Whitey's.
I mean, I've been in Tennessee. And you can find this bottle everywhere. at retail, it's really easy to get, and I think it's a solid sipper for $30.
I do too. I actually have
$30.
I have a couple bottles of this
$30
I got
around
at retail, and it's fine. I think it's a good.
I agreed. But Andy, you got to admit, around us, it's behind the counter, and they put up, like,
in certain places, it's not.
No.
So it depends
again,
on the store.
Again, though, you could still make the argument that there are better bourbons, either cheaper or the same price, that are on the shelf.
There you go.
Agreed.
All right, real quick, back to bands, because we want to drink some whiskey. That Jason, Metallica. This guy has Metallica as number 10. All right, this isn't our list, Jason. This is not our list.
This is not our list. This is Todd's list. Let me read.
It's not.
No,
it's not.
Let me see what he put. What did Todd write? Okay.
I did not write any of this.
No, you didn't write this because it's spelled correctly. Hold on. Ready? Like most bands, Metallica had their hits and misses, but to treat them like they're the best thing metal has to offer is simply ridiculous. They're not bad or untalented. They're simply just overhyped, and it's never really been their fault. Both radio stations and other media can be blamed for playing average songs way too much. I like Metallica, and their awesome riffs are catchy tunes, but they are the most overrated rock group. Musically, they were above average, but definitely not untouchable as others make them out to be. Okay. Is that a fair assessment? People are getting mad here. Here it comes. Woo, I didn't see it.
I think, man, this one's tough because I think people love them. Obviously, they're older. They're old. Yeah, they did make Saint Anger. They're Ride the Lightning and all those albums in that time frame were pretty legendary. As they kind of move forward, obviously the Black Album was a huge hit, but that was more transitory for them because they kind of transitioned to a little bit more of a different sound. Maybe went a little bit more mainstream. They cut their hair, which I think a bunch of people had a problem with. So I think there's some issues with the hardcore fans. I think it's like anything else. When a band that you love and you follow, it's like you follow it. They're not that popular. They're not that popular. As soon as they go mainstream and they get a following, all of a sudden people kind of dislike them.
I agree. Now, I have to ask, Deathless Dogs, Metallica has been bad for longer than they were good at this point. Is that a fair statement? I mean, we're talking Saint Anger, Load, Reload. A lot of these is that a valid point? I don't know. But music has changed. You can't put out stuff now and sell 10 million albums. I mean, it's different. So
music is completely different. And I mean, I think
10th is
great bands.
Wow.
Yeah. Great bands, whether you love it or hate it, they go through different periods, and whether you love it or hate it.
Look at this, JG. I graduated high school with James Hetfield's wife. That's interesting.
Oh, shit. Hey, now let's go.
Aiden said, I like Megadeth better. I may be in your camp on that. I do love Megadeth. I think they're great. Although it should just be called Mega Mustaine because it's just him and the cast of characters.
That's it.
So, that's awesome. All right, Todd. Green Day.
Jesus.
All right. I'm putting this on myself because I swear to God, I thought I wrote this.
Can I start drinking whiskey again?
All right, Todd. Tell me this isn't the greatest. This is so perfect.
What?
I'm going to read this.
Good.
Punk has been a vital part of the landscape of rock for the last 4 decades. Imagine a world without the Ramones or the Sex Pistols. It would be a lot less interesting, wouldn't it? There's a subset of the punk genre that's just not worth listening to. Call it pop punk for a lack of better terminology. The flagship of this is the lame, watered-down take, which is Green Day. For starters, there's Billy Joe Armstrong's voice. Amen. The punk equivalent of nails on a chalkboard, and the fake accent. I can't tell if he's trying to mimic a British frontman or if he's just aiming for something totally annoying. Either way, that's what he's doing. It seems like everything they try and do is supposed to be some sort of statement. However, is there really anything that's beyond reactionary liberalism? An entire album slamming the majority of Americans in the Bush area? Really? So brave, guys, they suck. I think it is funny because Billy Joe Armstrong's voice is terrible.
I don't hate Green Day. Is that bad?
Oh, I can't stand him. And he does have a fake accent. That whole "Do you have the time to listen
and he hates
to me?"
This stuff.
No,
Jason, you don't know.
Oh, I can't stand Green Day. I'm sorry, I can't stand him. I don't know.
Agree,
Jason,
then. You think
Jason,
they're
what
overrated?
say you? Do you like them? Overrated, underrated?
I don't know. I never really had. Green Day was one of those bands I never really latched onto, so I could take them or leave them. I don't really. I mean, maybe maybe with their following, I can see them as overrated, but I never really thought about them enough to be on a list like this, honestly.
They were overplayed.
Again, this is not our list, by the way.
So I guess in that sense, I find them overrated because they made this list.
I think they're overrated. I think this is one band. There are a lot better bands out there than this, and I just think they were just not good.
Right.
All right, Todd, what do we have at number 8?
Bon Jovi. Whoa.
Ooh.
Bon Jovi.
Number 8, overrated band of all time. Rock band. These are all rock bands, of course.
I can make the argument that Bon Jovi is a little bit underrated when it comes to the other songs in their albums. Because all we ever fucking hear is "Living on a Prayer."
It's true.
And
Dead or Alive.
No, what's the other?
You Give Love a Bad Name.
You Give Love a Bad Name.
Dead or Alive,
anytime you hear them on the radio, it's the only 2 songs any freaking radio station plays.
That's true.
I think they have some really good songs other than those 2, but nobody ever plays them.
The first, so the first Bon Jovi album was great.
Mm-hmm.
Slippery When Wet and New Jersey were phenomenal.
Yep.
But I will say this, everything they did after Crush really has been bad.
Oh yeah, I would completely agree with you.
That's the problem. And especially when Richie left, it was never the same. JG's just can't stand them. I think Richie leaving was the worst thing, and John completely taking over because he basically writes the same song over and over again.
Great Shot says overrated. Never a big fan.
All right, so here we go. Todd, ready? Bon Jovi songs all sound the same. There I said Richie Sambora, great guitarist. Their tracks are enjoyable. However, they found a formula that worked for them, and there was no reason to stray from it. No reinvention, no experimentation, no innovation. Dead or Alive and Prayer are decent tunes. Despite that, they are just too commercialized.
Overrated. I think overrated is winning the day here, guys, in the chat. Overrated.
Yeah,
People
overrated.
And look,
are they still alive? Well,
JR is right. Richie leaving sealed their fate. I agree.
Exactly, JR. That is 100% true.
Are they still alive?
It's again, it's like one of those things where you talk to people that like Bon Jovi, they can name like 2 or 3 songs that they love that they did.
That's true. That is true.
You talk to people that listen to New Jersey, Slippery When Wet, some of the great songs that were out on those albums. Besides, those
it was so good. I mean, Born to Be My Baby,
songs,
Let It Rock. Bad
you
Medicine.
never, and you could still make the argument. Yeah, they're a little bit commercial, cheesy, maybe same sounding. But, I mean, you could say that about a lot of bands in that era, but they were good songs.
They suffered from Aerosmith syndrome, which is the same thing. They actually sold in the 90s and 2000s, but people didn't like it because it had nothing to do with the early Aerosmith, like early Bon Jovi. It just didn't sound the same.
Yeah.
So,
then they had some really popular ballads.
Right, moving on.
Todd's mad. Todd's like, he's done. By the way, Living in Sin is a great song. Mashbill, great tune. Living in Sin is
fantastic. I think I see, Living in Sin's a great song,
Oasis. I'm not a big fan of Oasis. I mean,
Runaway was a great song.
Runaway is a great song. Todd's ready to move on. Sorry, Jason. Todd gets feisty when he wants to move on. He doesn't get.
I want to get a drink. I want to get Jason's amazing pick here, so I'm going to chase it. So let's get through this.
For God's sakes, he's not going anywhere. He's right there. Now, all right, here we go. So ready? Here we. All right. Oasis. Apart from the messy breakup, the Gallagher brothers are just way too loud and vulgar. Some people who know their feuds more than their songs. Basically, all this guy says, it spends a paragraph talking about how these 2 guys are complete jerks.
Probably.
You know what?
They hate each other, don't they? Don't they hate each other?
That was the whole thing with them, that they were assholes. So, and I mean, I get it. Did they have a few songs that I still like? Yeah, but they were generally not. They're not a band where I could listen to an album from front to back.
People are not.
I'm fine with that. Next, let's go next. Yeah,
Blur.
Whoa, Genesis. Whoa.
Jason, you probably have an opinion on this one. Genesis.
Yes. Genesis.
Yeah, I think they're underrated. I don't think they're overrated.
What the hell, Andy? Read that.
No way.
Read it. Okay, here we go, guys.
No way.
I can hear the collective groan all the way from here, but before you start throwing stuff at your screen, hear me out first. And don't worry, buddy, I'm giving your email away before we leave. Like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Genesis' earlier stuff was amazing. Phil Collins' drumming was equally impressive. We have plenty of favorite songs during the Peter Gabriel era. Even after his departure, they still managed to release a couple great tracks. Maybe my issue here is there are those who call Genesis the greatest rock band of all time. In my humble opinion, the assertion is just absurd. They are enjoyable, and some of their tracks post-Gabriel, and perhaps They wouldn't be on this list if
I don't think anyone ever said Genesis
to treat them like they're the best thing since sliced bread.
Who is saying they're the best rock band of all time? I don't ever hear that.
I think this guy is wrong because what I think is people
Whiskey Wars is right.
This is a Van Halen, like Van Hagar, David Lee Roth type thing. People are either in love with Phil Collins or they like Peter Gabriel, and I think that's where people start to kind of
exactly. I was just going to say that's where the rift is. If people that were hardcore Genesis fans in the Peter Gabriel times, that's when they latched onto them. Once he left, it became like a leave it or take it, whatever. But overall, no matter what you think about him, whether you're a Peter Gabriel fan or not, Genesis has a ton of exceptional songs that I think are completely underrated. So to make that I think Genesis does not belong on the list at all.
Aid says
and Whiskey Wars right. Who says they're the greatest band? I think so too. I don't hear a lot of people claiming.
I don't think. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I don't hear anyone ever say that Genesis was the greatest band.
Yeah, that's my point. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I think this guy's he's trolling. But anyway, all right, let's get our bourbon.
Here
we go, Jason.
Our
Ready?
top 5 bourbons. Ready?
Andy, we're giving this away tonight.
I'm giving this away tonight, so I hope you all don't hate it because this is coming. This is part of the prize tonight with your T-shirt and your 2 beers. I like McKenna 10, but I will tell you. Let me see if I can find the article this was written about.
I gotta tell you guys, this is my mother's favorite bourbon.
What? I don't agree with this, Jason. This
is my mother's favorite bourbon, and she's so crazy about this bourbon that if she has 4 bottles of it, she will not open one unless she has it. She always has to have 4. She always has to have 4 bottles open at all, 4 bottles in the backup at all times. And I just had this at her place for the first time in a long time, and I actually forgot how good it was. At least that single barrel was.
See, and that's the issue. So what they talk about here is that it won all those awards in 2017, 18, and then like the hype train kind of goes off the charts.
Yeah.
But it was a exceptional barrel that was handpicked by Heaven Hill that set off the price war with this, and that a lot of McKenna bottles are hit and miss. And so the whole point was, is it overhyped because of the one barrel that ended up winning them this award, which a lot of people think is kind of a ridiculous award anyway, because it just sends things into the next stratosphere. So I can see the point there, but when I used to get this for $39 and I have a bunch of them stockpiled, what a great price for a 10-year bourbon, for a sipping bourbon. It's fantastic. I think it's underrated.
I mean, listen, honestly, this bourbon, when it does come in, it does show up, at least here. You could still get it for about $50. And I think a 10-year bottled and bond bourbon, $50 from one of the big distilleries, the big heritage distilleries, I still think it's a decent bourbon. Yes, it's terribly inconsistent. You could get some real shit single barrels.
That's the
problem. And I think that's the biggest issue with it.
This one is not, though, the one you're playing for, guys. This one is actually really, really good.
The one you're playing for is we know it's amazing.
This may have been the one that was almost submitted in 2017 and 2018.
I think it was.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
But I digress.
All right. So. Well, there you go. Old Forester 1920. And hear me out. I love the bourbon.
Okay, fighting words on this. Todd picked this.
Todd, you picked this?
The article called for
everyone.
Old Forester 1920.
There are several other toasted barrel bourbons that I like better. That's it. I think Elijah Craig is better. It's a lot
toasted.
better.
It's not toasted.
Isn't it toasted?
Are you thinking of Old Forester 1910 and you
That's
put 20
what I said.
in there?
You put 20 on here. I did 10, Andy.
You changed it to 20.
I said 10. I told you I was talking about this whole thing about toasted barrels. No, I didn't change it to 20.
And Todd's head explodes.
I said it's better toasted. That's not what I said. I said I like Penelope.
You said change
1910
for you.
I did not. What are you talking about? I was talking to you about toasted barrels.
Todd, this is coming from the guy.
Supposed to be 1910.
This is the guy that talks about
get out of here, Andy.
Double barrel 47. That's
Shut
fine.
up, Andy. Don't you do this.
All right. So before we move on here, Todd, you're saying Old Forester 1910.
Correct. 1910.
Okay.
1910. I love Elijah Craig a lot better. The Penelope toasted barrel proof is a lot better than 1910.
Not on the 1910 is better than Penelope toasted.
No way. I don't agree with you. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. And people say, Woodford Reserve Double Oaked, I think is better. I do. So just my point. That's all I was saying.
I honestly think they're two different flavor profiles. I think Woodford Reserve is way along the sweeter profile, while
the
1910 gets more along the a little bit of a heavier oak, coffee, chocolate profile. And it takes a little time. I'll say when I first tried 1910, I wasn't crazy about it. once it opened up, it got a lot better.
All right.
It almost drank like a stout beer a little bit, which I really enjoyed.
Like, wait till our next review that's coming out, Jason, where we are a house divided. We did the Woodford Masters Collection.
I hate that.
The 5 grain, the beer mash.
Oh, the 5 malted stout.
Mash. I can't stand that.
What did you think about that, Jason?
Oh, you saw I saw it. You said it grew on you, but come on, man.
It when I first tried it, and I think it's still, no matter what, it smells like Play-Doh.
I said that too. The nose is not great, but the palate is nice. I like.
The nose is terrible, but
palate's not good.
The palate over time has grown on me a little bit.
It's a little bit from shit to what? The good? The okay?
To like okay.
The okay. I can't stand it.
I liked it, but Todd's very sophisticated.
No,
so
I'm not.
He has a very sophisticated palate. Here we go. Look at that sophisticated
Special reserve. All right, I agree with that.
How sophisticated is that? That beautiful ball
doing.
dome. All right, okay. Let's go back to Weller's. All right, so number 3, Weller's Special Reserve.
Yeah, again, you could put this in the same category as Buffalo Trace. It's great if you could find it at retail, but not more than that.
Oh, John, thank you for the super chat. I don't think we said that. I didn't say it. Yeah, well, we can't find it for retail around us, so that's terrible. I mean, you live in Ohio, so you probably get Weller all over the place, right?
Yeah, Weller Green Label and Weller Antique comes in pretty regularly. Yeah.
I mean, Andy, we pay. Well, we see it in stores for what, $150, $160. It's ridiculous. It's no good. And Antique is. What are you laughing at?
I've never seen that shade of reddish purple on a human head before.
Sorry,
calm down, slap nuts.
Hey, look,
slap nuts.
Do we agree that? I mean, I don't mind. I actually like Weller. I don't.
Weller is kind of in Weller and Pappy. It's kind of anything Buffalo Trace is an easy target because people treat them. It's like it's God gives to whiskey, and it's not.
Yes, there you go.
All right, number 2.
Oh, Blanton's. Yeah, I don't know. Jason, you're on this.
This is. It's like I'm so sick of talking about how overrated it is. I almost feel bad about it at this point.
Jason, if you did a blind, we were going to do a blind with Blanton's versus what is it? Hancock's. What do you think? For $40-$50, we've got Hancock's. What do you think's better?
I still think Blanton's tastes better than. At least listen, Hancock's and Bland, they're both single barrels, but Bland's I still think it's a higher proof. It's got a little extra something to it.
That's true.
But there's a lot. There's just so many. There's so many bourbons and whiskeys. There's so many bourbons that are better than Bland's. But I think most of the nostalgia of Bland's is not so much necessarily the flavor of it, but the pretty bottle, the marketing, the horse,
Jason,
all that.
The horses are cool. I will say that.
You got a Bourbon County Stout with that horse on top. How good was that, right?
Collect all 7, I believe it's 7 of these. I mean, that's something you want to do.
Horsey tops.
All right, before I hit number 1, this is Andy's pick. I don't agree with it, and it's all Andy.
What number 1?
Yeah, it's all
okay,
Andy.
What is it?
Oh, Jesus, Andy, what is that? What the hell, Andy? This is not number 1.
The most overrated bourbon of all time.
I think that is so underrated, actually.
It is underrated. Have you ever seen it?
It's not that good. Well, let me just tell you about it.
Excellent. Okay, what you guys are waiting for. Tonight on our live stream, our members-only giveaway is something very special. We are giving away our top 5 whiskeys of 2020 to a lucky winner. Those are going to be the Knob Creek 12-year Select, the Wild Turkey Rare Breed Ride, the Rare Breed Masters Tier 17, the Old Crow Double Barrel 47, and then the Maker's Mark's P90X. All absolutely amazing bourbons that you can't find easily that Andy has. One lucky member will get it. So we can't wait to see you tonight, 8:30 p.m. And we'll have some fun. Cheers. I'm at the beach. That's where the live stream will be.
How have I never picked up the fact that he said Wild Turkey Master Tiers?
Yeah, I said Old Crow Double Barrel.
Old Crow Double Barrel 47. I mean, they were all.
Hold on. To my defense, I'm reading that. You can tell I'm reading it. Okay, I am reading it, and he dictated to me. This is.
Well, you're trying to read it.
I'm trying to read it.
It's just no matter how many times I play this, like it's just so much fun. I can't say I don't. I absolutely love it. So.
Well, okay, right. This is the true number 1.
Not the
You're crazy.
Here we go. Number 1.
This is all you. You're crazy.
No, I didn't put this down. This came from an article.
Whatever. You started this list, not me.
Let me see if I can find where they wrote about Elijah Craig.
Yeah, that's just stupidity.
I will say this though, Andy. In our review of, have you had the A122, Jason? Yet? Have you gotten that out there yet? You probably had it, right?
The what?
The A122. Have you had it yet?
No, it's
good.
Ohio used to be very early at getting them, and now we're super late. I haven't even seen it yet. Nope.
It's good. It doesn't differ. It's not like wow to me. I mean, I don't know what to say, Andy. I mean, this is, and you mentioned this in our review. It's like I've got a ton of private barrels. I've got so many Elijah Craig bottles. It's like at what point do I stop like hunting?
I wonder if it's a victim of consistency.
Right.
Where it is people expect this. They know you're going to get something good every year. It's a 12-year, reasonably priced, somewhat accessible bourbon. That if you don't have something that stands out head and shoulders, are you just buying the next one in line?
Clickbait, Andy. Yeah, clickbait, James.
So I mean, maybe, but I wonder if that's what it is. I will find the author for this too, so you guys can email that person and go ahead and flood their inbox. But yeah, I only put this. I love
a lot. It's the most. I have the most Elijah Craig bottles of any. That's what I have most of, and I don't have a lot, but it's what I love the most. And Andy, the fact this is number one, I can't believe. I don't get it.
Well,
yeah, I mean, I think Elijah Craig barrel proof, like,
although that's a small batch picture on there, by the way.
It's a victim. It's almost, as bourbon drinkers, we almost get, we get spoiled because we're a victim of its own success. Elijah Craig barrel proof is so good, pretty consistent. Yeah, you have some off batches or batches that are better than others, but I think everyone is always we're looking for like the best batch ever. And when we don't get that, when it's just a solid 12-year bourbon, maybe we're somewhat disappointed, but it still doesn't take away from the fact that you're getting a 12-year-old barrel-proof bourbon, non-chill filtered for about $65 to $70.
Right.
And I think
around us it's about 85.
I think that is a victim of their own success on that. I think that's the problem with Elijah Craig barrel proof. So I don't think they're overrated. I think in some ways they're underrated, waiting for that unicorn, like that barrel is just fantastic. So
I think I would put Booker's more overrated than that because I think
I agree. I think Little Book could make that list as well. I think there's there's certain bourbons.
Yeah, I'm really upset about that because Little Book had a chance to do some really cool stuff, and I felt like the first 3 releases they were interesting, and now they're just kind of, I don't know, the young whiskey they're putting in there, and they're charging a lot of people money for it. I don't know, But again, Knob Creek 9-year, which is older than Booker's. The single barrel is 120 proof, right around the same price point. Yeah, it's not aged in the center cut part of the warehouse like Booker's is, but I can get that for $45-$50. Why am I paying over 100 for Booker's?
Yes, that's true.
All right, so let's quickly get to the last 5 so I can drink some whiskey. God dang it.
All right, Todd. All right, boys. He's getting
all right, go.
So let's go back to the last bit. 5 most
You too. Oh my God. What the hell? Who is this list? I mean, okay. I mean, they're overrated. You too.
Do you want me to read what they said?
Again, I think U2 went through some periods or different, like the album Pop, some of the other albums that they did that a lot of people didn't like. So again, have
either of you guys seen U2 by chance?
I have. I saw them live. I've seen them live 3 times.
I've seen them live twice. It's my wife's favorite band. They're very good live.
They put on an incredible live show.
They really do.
And there's no argument whether you.
No, they're a fantastic band. All right, I'm not even going to bother reading this. I think people will put them in that category because I think Bono is the equivalent of Coach K. You love him or you hate him. It's like, that I mean, that's who he is.
Is that what it is?
I love him or I hate him. There's no in between to me. Like people just there's no like, oh, he seems kind of cool. No, you love him or you hate him.
Well, again, because he also stands for stuff. When he's his activism is part of that, and a lot of people don't like that. So,
which apparently a lot of people here don't like because
they're saying overrated.
Yeah, a lot of people saying overrated, hate U2. I don't get the fandom of U2.
Wow.
Top Dustin.
Really?
Dave Matthews Band is good live, and your point.
Top Shelf Dustin's here. Nice. Hey,
by the way, Scott, yes, I think Dave Matthews Band is good live. I think they're ridiculously talented. It's just as soon as Dave Matthews himself opens his mouth to sing, I want to go and get a beer because
that's the thing. It's like they're amazing. I strictly became a fan of Dave Matthews because of Carter Beauford, their drummer. Their drummer's ridiculous.
Right. Yeah, there you go.
I think they have a really good band. And Dave's a talented guitarist and songwriter. I just wish he didn't sing.
All right, Kiss. Ooh, Kiss. I might agree with this.
I think this is totally fair. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think this is
fair.
totally fair. There are no better second to 21090. I don't think there are better marketers.
No,
is
is that right?
Than Kiss.
Is that right?
All right, I'll read this to you, Todd, real quick. If you're surprised that Kiss is one of the most overrated bands ever, then you haven't been paying close attention. Although, to be fair, the band has never made it a secret or pretended they wanted anything other than making big bucks. True. Gene Simmons will do anything for easy money. It doesn't matter if it's selling coffins, which they do sell Kiss coffins, or delivering mediocre records to your front door. They have a handful of good tunes, but they were more hype and gimmick. Being a sellout is a surefire way to be hated. However, Kiss is embraced fully, and there are a few standouts in that catalog, maybe in some classics, but there's nothing awe-inspiring there, innovative about them. They're overrated.
I'll say this about Kiss, because I actually saw them live, and love them or hate them, whatever you want to say about them, about the music they made.
It's a show.
It's a show.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
You cannot fault them for not putting out a good live show.
No,
now,
I agree. We've seen them.
Obviously, you play their record just kind of alone in the house. Maybe their music doesn't resonate and it's kind of terrible. And I could see people falling on that side of the fence. But the live show that those guys put on,
there it is.
I mean,
overrated but still fun, right? Overrated,
yeah, exactly. They are overrated, but they're a fun band. If you were a fan of them,
would Kiss
I could see why
that big without the makeup.
Yeah, I mean maybe not, but they were the ones to do it. You can't fault them for that.
No.
See, that's the thing. Like I will take Kiss over Twisted Sister. We had them earlier. I think Twisted Sister's terrible. They tried to do the same thing. It didn't work.
Didn't work as much.
Kiss, Twisted. I can't even believe Twisted Sister was put on that list. They're awful.
Well, all right, there you go. We agree with you on that.
They replaced Bon Iver. So
I think just plain Shane loves Kicks. Or Kiss. He likes them. I'm sorry, Shane.
Yeah.
Sorry. Gimmick is a perfect word.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's true. All right, so let's go on.
All right,
number three. Here we go.
The Doors.
Ooh, this. I mean, for me, I never got the. I never got into the Doors. I don't know now.
Way before our time. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, musically, I don't know if I could say if they're overrated or underrated. I just never kind of latched onto them, so I can't really give a opinion. I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, sure.
No worries.
Andy, we were never into the Doors. I mean, it's before our time. I know like my father-in-law, who's a big classic rock fan, loves these guys, but it was never like
I didn't even know they were. Didn't I read this? Did I read this correctly? They're an American rock band.
Yes. Yeah.
I thought they were British.
No, they're American.
I had no clue.
He's buried in like Europe somewhere, but
so I think Deathless
Jim
Dogs is right.
Morrison
Jim Morrison was kind of like the. Again, he died young. Sometimes this mystique of these guys who pass away early can almost add to the aura of the band. But I mean, I'm not a huge Doors guy. But buried in Paris, Sugar Kitty said, Todd. So I don't know. You said America. I'm not sure.
No, he's buried in. I said he was buried in Europe, but they're American. I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, he's buried in Paris. That's where they died.
Peter White said referred to as the American Beatles. I mean, I know a few of their songs. They're not terrible, but nothing that I would say like I want to,
Yeah, I mean, break on through. I mean, yeah, there's some good songs.
Whiskey Wars says freaking legend, loved it. So
I don't think I hate them. I don't know. They get
I'm almost like even keel with them. Like take it or leave it. Like I don't dislike them. I don't love them. They're just. I think almost like maybe I want to dive more into the catalog to see if I appreciate them more than what who
Sean's
they are,
wanted to be Jim Morrison. That's funny. No, they are huge Doors. All right. Well, all right. Let's go on to number 2.
Who's number 2? Oh, Todd, you're gonna get mad.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I'm gonna put this on you as I read this. Here we go. Motley Crue. Oh, I'm actually so happy about this because Todd gets
what
mad.
you love Motley Crue.
I do love Motley Crue, but I also like watching you get upset. So ready? All right, here we go.
My top 5 bands of all time.
Here's what they wrote about Motley Crue.
Wait, what was the consensus on the Doors? I'm sorry.
Overrated. Overrated, I think.
Okay.
Overrated.
Okay, Todd, Motley Crue is one. They're your boys. The fact is, Motley Crue had a few good songs. The rest were nothing but fillers. This is why I don't understand why some consider them as the best hair metal band of all time. They fall under the bands that are okay category.
What?
So it'd be great if fans don't act like Motley Crue is the most outstanding rock act to emerge from the 80s. Their music is entertaining and fun, but definitely not the kind to blow you away with sheer awesomeness. Even Nikki Sixx knows somewhere in their catalog are a bunch of crappy and garbage songs. As individual musicians, they may not be the creme de la creme, but they still manage to make it work. They have classics, and all things considered, they just get way too much credit. They are no Def Leppard. So
you said that. Wait.
I'm reading that.
They are definitely not Def Leppard. I agree with that. They are different than Def Leppard, and they may be better than Def Leppard. Okay?
Oh, that's not even close.
They're American rock. They are the epitome of the sleaze, LA hair band. That I agree with you on that. So if you hate that music, you're not gonna like Motley Crue. But if you like that music, Motley Crue is it. I'm sorry. They epitomized the Sunset Strip, and they took it to the 10th degree. And Tommy, hold on, Jason, you're a drummer. Tommy Lee, for all of his faults, is a pretty good drummer. I mean,
listen, he was. I said when we did our episode a while back, he's one of the few drummers that could actually upstage the lead singer.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, Andy, go ahead,
the
show.
Abominable. Yeah, the abominable.
Not hard to upstage that.
Yeah, the abominable snow fats.
So.
I don't know. What does the chat think? I love Motley Crue. I think their older stuff, of course, is better than their newer stuff. I mean, and he can't sing anymore. I mean, Vince Neil is fat and can't sing, and it's terrible.
Going to be a nightmare watching them try.
Tommy Lee seems good at other things too.
Oh,
yes, no opinion. He does. No opinion. So no opinion. What does that mean, Aiden? It means they're overrated or underrated? Andy, what do you think?
He means he doesn't even think about it. So.
Hold on, and it won't hurt my feelings. Andy, overrated or underrated? Motley Crue.
Motley Crue's catalog, I don't think they're overrated. I think they're fantastic. They've sold 100 million plus albums. I think their songs are consistent. I think they're good. I think they have some of the best iconic rock songs of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Feelgood is one of those classic albums from the 80s.
Yep.
It's just fantastic. Primal Scream may be one of the best rock kickers of all time.
Dr. Feelgood.
The problem is they're so bad now.
Dustin, really? Oh,
they're just so bad now.
Well, they're not great live now. Right. All right. Jason, do you not Motley Crue? You can say you don't like them. I'm fine with that. I don't care. Well, I do care.
Oh no, listen. That's all I that's all I drummed to freaking in the growing up. So I love them. I don't know if they're underrated or overrated. I just took them as they were. I knew who they were. They were glam rock.
But he's saying they're the number 2 overrated rock bands of all time.
I would probably disagree. I think there's other groups that would be more overrated than Motley Crue.
I agree. Kickstart Heart, another killer song. They've got some great tunes. They really do. And now, I mean, even some of their later stuff, like Saints of Los Angeles and stuff like that, it wasn't bad. It wasn't Saint Anger bad. They had some good stuff, even later on. So I can't crush Crue for anything other than right now. Vince Neil has made a mockery out of the band. Because
absolutely.
If it weren't for him,
all right,
they'd be great. Okay, Todd.
Absolutely. And I will say this, even though I forgot her name, they have a kick-ass female drummer right now. I mean, it's not Tommy Lee.
Yeah, it's not Tommy Lee?
No.
Well, it'll be Tommy Lee for the stadium tour, but they replaced TommyLee with a female drummer for the last tour that they did.
I tell you what,
she was really good.
Yeah, she was really good.
Kill it. By the way, it's International Women's Day. I don't know if everybody sees that, but cheers to that.
Well, speaking of which, Todd, this leads right into our next segment. Go ahead go to the next the number 1 band.
What?
Number 1 band, overrated band.
Oh God damn it. What is this, dude? What do I do in the middle picture? The middle picture is not flattering for me at all.
None of this is flattering. It gets even worse. Look at that. Look at that.
What's going on here? Can we get off of this?
Oh my God.
Absolutely not. Look. Did you see him twirl the sticks? Did you see that?
He twirled the sticks and he threw them in the air while shoving it.
Let's watch this one more time. He twirls the stick. Look at it. Twirl. He caught it. He caught it twice.
That's pretty good right there.
All at the same time, was shoving a freaking footlong in his mouth.
Oh no! Well, that's a problem.
This is why we tune in every week.
God damn it.
Oh, underrated Todd. There we go.
Thank you, David. Thank you. Agreed. What did Kathy say? Make sure it's underrated.
Todd, you ready to get mad? The actual #1 overrated band according to this article.
God,
click next.
What's going on here?
You know what? I can see that.
I agree. I agree.
Yep. I can see
Appetite for Destruction.
Here's what it says. Maybe their appeal lies in how unapologetic they were. Aside from Axl Rose's random rants, their concerts had that raw energy, even if their songs aren't too great to begin with. Axl Rose doesn't have an impressive range, but Appetite for Destruction was stellar.
Yes.
However, it went all downhill from there in terms of technical skill. Slash isn't the best guitarist either. They're not an awful band, but to say they changed hard rock game is a bit of a stretch. Welcome to the Jungle is a good tune, but let's be honest, they were overhyped and their big bosses could pocket more bucks. They didn't single-handedly redefine rock. In fact, they were far from it. I think that is a fair assessment of Guns N' Roses. I really do. So
I actually, as much as I loved Guns N' Roses, just playing drums too, when you kind of look back at their catalog, obviously Appetite for Destruction was just a hitter of an album, and then you had what was the double release? What were they called?
Use Your Illusion 1 and 2.
Yeah, usually. I mean, there were some gems in those two albums that you can make an argument for, but other than that, I mean,
Can I talk now?
Todd, what say you? Go ahead, buddy.
Todd, what say you before your head explodes, Beavis?
Okay, exactly. Guns N' Roses, to me, I can see where people would say your point of views. However, when you have one of the greatest rock albums of all time in Appetite, there's no way they're overrated.
Yeah, but the model of a great band is consistency. You can't base your entire reputation to me on one album.
Listen, I can't argue that because they have basically 2.5 albums. That's it, basically. Because they made
2.5 albums.
Well, they did Users in 1 and 2, which I don't get why they did that. Make one great album. If they did that, it's 2 albums, right?
They have one great album.
Let me talk. And then Lies, their other album, which was an LP basically with 7 songs or 8 songs, had it's like a half an album. So I agree with you on that. Their totality of work is not there. But Appetite is so influential. Think about what happened in that time frame in the late 80s or mid 80s. That album basically blew up this genre of music. It is the defining moment of hair metal.
Todd, Dr. Feelgood's a better album than Appetite.
That's bullshit. I love it, but it's not. You're crazy.
Dr. Feelgood's a better album. Slippery When Wet's a better album.
Wrong again.
Hysteria is a better album.
Wrong again.
And the original Nelson album is a better album.
Wrong again. All wrong. I'm just saying, and I'm not saying Slash is the best guitarist. He's not terrible. And Axl, yeah, he's not. It's a different voice. They had a look, a sound, the vibe, everything about these guys. The reason why they still play in stadiums. I'm just saying they're still playing in stadiums. Not every band's doing that. That's all I'm saying. And to say that they're overrated is bullshit. I'm sorry. Just saying.
Can you say Appetite for Destruction spawned other? I mean, because you can. I mean, listen, if you go in the album here,
okay.
I mean, you had Hysteria was 87 from Def Leppard. You had The Police. You had Motorhead in 80. You had.
Am I losing the chat too?
Yeah, you lost everything, Todd.
God damn it.
I mean, I don't know. Metallica 86, Master of Freaking Puppets.
Thank you, Northwest.
Better.
Somebody.
The Black Album.
Van Halen 1984.
Oh, Sean.
Yep, the Black Album is better than Appetite.
Screw you all. Let's drink whiskey. Let's talk about this. I have never been able to listen. We've done this a lot, Jason, in music and Appetite. I'm in the minority. There is not a lot of fans on our stream that love Appetite or Guns N' Roses. So it is what it is.
They like them. They're just overrated. But
no,
Todd,
dude, Appetite for Destruction is an amazing album, and I think for a very small period in time, that microcosm of time, Guns N' Roses was an extremely popular band. Great music. I think people kind of bought into the Axl Rose, his whole persona.
I get it.
He's Flash. I get it, but man,
like Neil Sean, Jason, Axl was a dick, and that's the problem. So that also threw into it. Todd, but you're not. You know what? You're cool.
Whoa. Todd's even cooler than we thought.
There you go. All right, let's get into it. Jason, let's talk about if I think everybody in our chat probably knows of Mash and Journey, your club that you have for your barrel picks. Sell it right now. What's going on? And any of our mods can please put Jason's Patreon or Scott's, whoever you want. Jason's here with us to put Jason's in. Tell us a little bit about what you guys do with your picks and how that come around, and we'll get into this pick here.
No, it's it's nothing crazy. I mean, most everybody knows about it. It's just it's a combination between me and Scott from my Bourbon Journey. We last year were like, hey, wouldn't it be cool to do a pick? And then all of a sudden we did about 28 of them. So the club and the Patreon group has grown immensely. People are absolutely loving not only the quality of the picks that we're bringing out, but also the variety. So we have a lot of crazy picks coming out already lined up for this year, including 2 picks from, we just released the Sagamore. Before that, we had a 10-year cast strength rum pick that we released. We did a Penelope toasted. I can't even think of all the ones we did already. We did an Elijah Craig barrel proof. Actually, Top Shelf Dustin in the chat, he helped us out with that one. We're doing a Full Roses pick coming up this week, a Starlight coming up. We have 2 Peerless picks coming out. We have a what else? A Jack Daniel's single barrel proof pick in the works. A barrel bourbon, a barrel craft spirits pick coming up. It just keeps going and going. So we couldn't be more excited and more
Maker's
thankful.
P90X, Jason, or no?
P90X.
Well, yeah, we actually just got our Maker's P90X pick. Yeah,
Trev. I'm sure Trev was agreement of that.
Yeah, that one sold out. So yeah. So Whiskey Wars has it. The Maker's pick was fire.
Who else in the chat's gotten this? As soon as you guys said Sagamore, we're big fans. We're in Baltimore, so how cool is
quick story about the 3 Sagamigos.
Tell that.
Myself, Scott, and Dusty Dan, we got invited to Maryland to go hang out with Brian Tracy over at Sagamore. We went out for a night of drinking and debauchery and dinner, and Dusty and Scott woke up extremely hungover and sick, and they couldn't even stomach anything. We go to the distillery. And Brian's like, hey, guess what? Surprise, we're going to give you a barrel pick. And basically Dan and Scott just turned green and almost threw up right there because they didn't want to drink a damn thing. After the barrel pick, then we went to lunch. I got sick. So I'm not sure what happened. Or we smoked some cigars at the end of the night. We're not sure if we had some moldy ones or something that just made us sick. But
No, those cigars were good, Jason, because Todd and I remember because we were all out there hanging out because we live in Baltimore, and you guys called us like, "Hey, you guys want to come out?" That was a fun night. That was fun.
It was a great night.
We had a blast that night.
Yeah.
Something different.
So he surprised us with this. So the youngest whiskey in here is 7 years old. There's some older stuff in this blend. That they let us get into a couple of these older aged whiskeys. If you look at the color, it's pretty dark. So looking forward to see what you guys think. Be honest. You don't like it. You don't like it. If you like it, tell me. So
it's Sagamore. We're not going to not like it.
Well, I will say, it's funny. We were actually, Jason, we were there on, what was it, Todd? Tuesday of last week?
Thursday of last week.
Thursday. The rum cask release, which is great. Good people. Brian's a good dude. Like, they're just good people over there, and it's a cool facility. The whole campus is absolutely beautiful. Doing some amazing things over there.
Yeah, totally agree.
It's that Baltimore water. That's right, Kathy.
There you go. All right.
Let's get a nose on this.
Whew. So this is a 7-year. You said this is a blend. So what do we have in this, Jason? Tell us a little bit more about this whiskey.
So it's the Sagamore proprietary blend of the 95.5 and their and also their low rye mash bills that they blend together.
Yep.
This one happened to be on the older side of the stock that they had. So the oldest whiskey in here is 7 years old. I think the youngest whiskey in here is 7 years. I think the oldest whiskey in here, from what Brian told us, was almost 10 years old. So we have some nice aged whiskey in here.
Nice. Oh.
And James, they're shifting towards that as they do all their own stuff.
I get
style,
big time like
higher in corn, but on this one, I don't
the
think
mint comes through with like chocolate notes on the nose, big time on this.
Yeah, we called out immediately like Andy's candy.
Yeah, there it is. I mean, big time.
Yeah, you do get a lot of chocolate notes up front, some roasty notes on that.
I mean,
yeah, but we'll get to the palate because the palate,
you're right.
The palate brings like a little bit of another level of sweetness on it, which is nice with that spice. But
again, who in the chat's got this?
That like vanilla cream like that goes with that too, like with the mint is really present on there. It's really nice. It's very dessert-ish on the nose, which
it is. This one stood out immediately because of and I mean, listen, I'm not
sweetness behind it too, though. There's a sweetness behind all that, even the mint. I mean, like I don't know.
I'm not overly a sweet drink person, but the sweetness and the complexity and the rye notes that this had really stood out.
It is nice.
We had four barrels to choose from.
Okay. A little bit of black licorice on there. This is a pretty nose. I like this. All right, cheers, guys.
Cheers. Oh, there it is.
Woo. Ooh.
You definitely have that. There's a lot of mint on that, which I like.
Mint and right on the very end is which is what surprised us. You get this really like punch of butterscotch, like that
sweetness. Yeah, the sweetness. Yeah. It's so crazy. I love my bourbons to be that sweet and spicy. This is for a rye is so nice.
Yeah, that's what sold us on it was the mix of sweet and spice on it.
Right.
But we've never, out of all four that we tried, the other three were very savory forward. This was the one that had like a great punch of sweet to go with all the spice. And I'll tell you guys, the more this bottle opens up, the more that butterscotch and vanilla cream is going to start punching through.
We just opened it today.
I really like this. I agree with you about that butterscotch at the end, but I also like how there's a touch of black pepper that kind of complements that. Almost like
I'm even getting coffee on this on the finish.
Yeah,
like the coffee.
Yeah, actually, Dan, Dusty Dan. That's the note that he called out that he loved about it. He's like, I'm getting like black coffee on it.
I am. Andy, you getting any of that?
Yeah, well, there's a roasty note at the end, like the little bit of black pepper and coffee that goes along with that sweetness with like the vanilla buttercream, like that kind of goes on the end there, which is really nice. I mean, this is
I'll if we still have, I think about 30 bottles left. So if anybody wants to buy it, I'll drop the link in the chat.
Is it really still available? Dang.
Yeah, I mean that's
rabbit.
Let's actually, guys. I'll tell. So, a couple things. One, we're homeboys, so sorry for our biasness, but Sagamore is doing amazing things. They're fantastic. If you can, and Jason's going to drop this link.
Hopefully, he's a moderator. Is he a moderator?
You need to make him that because I don't know how to do that.
I'll do it.
This is a really good pour.
Just post something, Jason.
Really good.
I'm gonna jump in your chat real quick, and then you can make me a mod. Hold on 1 second.
There you go. Go ahead, Andy.
No, this is a fantastic pour. Sagamore, I'll be fully transparent, rarely disappoints, but this is really, really nice. I think you guys did a good job selecting this. And you would not be disappointed. What's the price on this, Jason, so people know?
So it is 70. Let me see here. Well, where'd it go?
It was 75.
$5. I'm sorry, 73. Oh, wait a second. Is it gone now?
I think it's gone. I thought it was sold out, Jason. I don't think it's available.
Guys, apparently Todd bought the last few, and so you guys cannot.
I thought it sold out.
You can blame Todd,
but I'm glad you said it's available. I was like,
maybe sorry, I honestly thought it was available. You know what I'll do, guys? If you don't mind, because I don't see it. I don't know if the page is just broken or what's going on, but yeah, I can't get to it.
I will add. You're a moderator if you want to post it, but
let me try it from my phone. But if I can't get to it and drop it in the chat, I will actually add a bottle to the giveaway tonight for somebody in your chat.
Whoa! Well, there you
go. So you guys want a bottle? This is going to be added to the giveaway of this.
How good are you, man?
And the 2 beers, the shirt that Todd's wearing or I'm wearing, not the actual one because that'd be weird. And then, of course, the bottle of McKenna, and now the bottle of Sagamore, which is absolutely fantastic.
Jason,
so,
real quick on Sagamore, what I love about them is you've had their 4-year bottle and bond. I can't wait for that thing to be 6-7 years old, right? I mean, that to me is something that's going to be an amazing that they're going to hopefully expand out to more people. But I absolutely love their own juice, the 4-year bottle and bond, and when it's 6-7, I mean, it's going to be amazing. So big stuff. I mean, all their source stuff that they're finishing is great as well. Look, the Kathy's for Sagamore. There you go. There it is. Yeah, I think it's sold out, Jason. I'm pretty sure it's sold out.
Kathy, do you want that for the Sagamore or the Todd's shirt? Which one did you want?
I think she said Sagamore. I think Sagamore.
Okay, I just making sure. That's fine.
Anyway.
Jason,
it's a good thing to have though, Jason.
This is a beautiful pour. This is really good. And the whole experience, actually, Sagamore is really there's I think the best is yet to come from Sagamore. That's
absolutely. I think they're highly underrated.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you I'm gonna tell you guys to do something real quick here. If you hold the glass a little bit further from your nose and you bring your nose to the top of the glass, you almost get like an orange honey spice tea like note on it.
The tea comes through big time.
Which is really nice. Like a black tea, black pepper. Yeah.
Wow. Just by going to the top of it. Oh, I didn't know that. How about that? Learning things from Jason. Cheers, brother.
This is a great pour. So you will get this too. This is actually kind of crazy. You guys are walking out with 2 full bottles of whiskey, a t-shirt, and 2 beers tonight. This is I think I'm going to throw in $20 and see if I can win my stuff.
Andy, throw it in.
I'm going to get a bottle. I'm going to keep my McKenna, and I'm going to throw in my.
And Amy Boehm, I actually just sent her a bottle of the Smoke Wagon Uncut Unfiltered. She won on the Women of Whiskey's raffle.
Nice.
So if she wins, this one's going to follow right after it. So
what do you think of Aaron at Smoke Wagon, Jason? How crazy is he? I love watching his. Like,
he's the great. I'm actually going to have him again on the channel again real soon.
Yes.
He's got a bunch of stuff coming out, but he loves just hanging out on live streams and chatting. So
he's cool.
He's as authentic as they come. What you see on Instagram and everything, that's how he is.
There you go. Robot Scott was at Sagamore. It was his birthday. By the way, happy birthday, Scott. It was his birthday over the weekend.
Hey, happy birthday, Scotty.
Happy birthday, Scotty.
All right.
So upcoming for 210, Jason, if you want to tune in the 5th of April, we're going to have Traverse City on with us.
That's right.
So sweet.
Yep, they're going to be joining us for the night.
I have a What's on the Shelf Wednesday episode with them next. So
it's great. Yeah, they're
all right.
Good stuff
Let's
going on there.
give away a bottle. Amy, I'm going to go over and Andy talk to Jason, and while I pull in the wheel. If you guys want to get in, again, E.H. Taylor, I'm sorry, Henry McKenna 10, and then a Sagamore Mass and Journey pick bottle, as well as
the Sagamigos.
The Sagamigos, which is an amazing bottle. 110
proof.
10 proof. There you go. Is that did they cut it at all, Jason, or no? It's straight. Is it cut to 110 or no?
It's cut. Very little bit.
Very little. He said 115 is what comes out, right?
It's a low entry proof. So
yeah, there we go. All right. Andy, take it away. I'm going to do this. Now I'm going to enter in all these super chats, if you don't mind.
You would not be able to function without Amy. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you, Amy.
Is there one of the core ranges that come close? That come close to the pick? I mean, probably the Sagamore cast strength, but I think our pick has more sweetness to it than you're going to find on the regular version.
Even the 8 year,
it
right?
Does. The 8 year is not this sweet either. No. But although the 8 year is really
8 years
good.
Fantastic.
It's a wonderful pour. But
I mean, the 8 year is mainly, but I would put our pick up against that 8 year because it has older whiskey in it. So.
Yep.
They're both really good. I'll be honest with you. I'm not disappointed by much that Sagamore puts out. They really do a good job. They really do.
I mean, I think Sagamore is still trying to find their way, like marketing wise, because they market themselves as a Maryland style rye whiskey, and I still don't think a lot of people know what that exactly means.
Right.
Well, what's your take on that? Because to me, the Maryland style rye, because the Eastern Shore, especially, corn is so plentiful, is very corn heavy. It's like that Pikesville style where it was.
Right.
So that's a Maryland style.
Yeah, Maryland style is generally a sweeter style rye.
It's going to be closer to a bourbon in a lot of ways than your typical rye. Now, you do Pennsylvania and that Monongahela style. That is going to be much more rye heavy, much spicier, much mintier, herbal, dill, kind of grassy notes. That's kind of your PA style.
Yeah, and when you kind of look back in history, you have some kind of you have like cross pathways between the Maryland style, the Pennsylvania style, kind of, historically coming together, crossing paths, and I think that's what Sagamore wanted to do. So they have a little bit of that Maryland, the Pennsylvania style with the spice, but using the Maryland style as far as that sweeter version to bring it together, just to kind of get that.
They're blending those two mash bills together
exactly,
to give you something a little bit unique, which I think is working for them. Plus, they're doing a great job at finishing. I mean, they really are. The tequila finish was great. We just got. They sent us the ale cask finish and then the Destil brewing finish. Actually, Jason, I should get you a pour of those because they're hard to get. Absolutely ridiculously good.
I love the man. What did I have for the first time when I was there? I had a finish, and I can't remember what the hell the finish was. And name some of the Sagamore finishes that they've come out with.
The Manhattan finish, the rum cast, they had the mead,
mead. They had the Destil brewing. They had the tequila
cask.
They had the.
We're not naming it.
The rum.
Somebody in the chat, name it.
It might. It might have been the Manhattan one.
The Manhattan was great because they used like the BDN.
I had that. He took us out to a bar, and I think I had that there, and I was like, "Dude, this is freaking ridiculous." So good.
Well, their was Brian, by the way.
Their port finish won Rye of the Year. What was it? How many years ago? Was it 2 years ago?
Had our boy from Akron dropping 56 to 37. Yeah, that's
All right, Andy. I'm ready.
So that port finish is great.
All right, let's share. Last thing we'll do, guys, we'll give away these bottles of whiskey to some lucky winner. Jason, thanks for joining us. Again, Mash and Journey Barrel Picks. You're going out to Kentucky this week, right, to do a couple more, right?
Yeah, we are getting ourselves. We were totally blown away to be able to get a Four Roses single barrel pick, which is pretty hard to get these days. So
that's awesome.
The fact that they get it, we're walking into a room and we're going to get to taste all 10 recipes.
That is phenomenal.
That's fucking insane. I don't even to expect what's going to be crazy.
It's funny. So Jason, I was talking to a couple of people in kind of the industry. They're actually talking about the power of the tube now being so influential that they're getting more picks, aka someone as large as Mash and Drum.
Yeah, I mean, I think
over some of the states are like upset that they're not getting
the
amount of picks that actual influencers are on YouTube, which is
I mean, honestly, and I get that because the states and the stores were getting them way before we were, and but I think, like you said, the power of YouTube and the influence. And listen, when it comes down to it, let's be honest, guys, it's all about moving bottles.
Yeah.
I mean, if they know influencers can sell out a bottle like that, then that's where they're going to go with.
Well, and Jason, truth be told, if this Sagamore pick that you guys did was not good, I mean, we wouldn't bash it because I don't believe in doing that. But at the same time, we wouldn't say like, "Hey, this is great, go buy it." We'd be like, "Hey, thanks for coming on. This is wonderful." This is really good stuff. And I think when people start to gel with your palate and be like, you know what, the Mash and Journey stuff is really good. I like their palates kind of match with mine. They're going to get your picks, and that reaches a bigger audience sometimes than just doing statewide, which makes perfect sense.
Couldn't agree more. That's what it's all about. Because we have a good amount of channels now that are doing picks, and it's all about if your palate lines up. Like I have a guy here local, the Bourbon Hunters. They're a podcast, and they're local here in Columbus, Ohio, and they have actually kind of run through the gamut of different. They did Breaking Bourbon, they do Single Cask Nation, they do Mash and Journey, and they realized like over time that all these different picks that they were kind of buying in on, there were some very select groups that Robot Scott, you might need to get up to at least a legendary drummer to get one.
He's giving you the honest opinion right there.
Yeah, you might need to get up to a legendary.
Or you might need to know people, Scott. Just saying. So sorry.
It's funny.
So yeah, it's just kind of, what palate you agree with. I think they were with Breaking Bourbon for a while, and every time they did a pick with them or got a pick, they were like, dude, this is so flat. Their palate just didn't jive with Breaking Bourbon. It's all about who you trust and who you don't. So,
and it's so funny. Like, so Eric from Breaking Bourbon.
Yep.
Like, I find that my palate is very similar to his. Like, when he recommends something 3 to 3.5 barrels and over, I'm like, you know what? I like that. And if he's like, I've got that rated 3.5 or higher, I buy it, because I have yet to be really disappointed by one of the picks that he has. So the cool thing about influencers is if you try their picks and you're like, you know what? They're spot on. I like the way they're describing this. It's not just arbitrarily trying to throw love at the distillery. That makes a big difference. And when you're going to buy again, you might buy once, but you won't buy back.
I tell people right away, listen, if you like a sweet profile with not a lot of finish, don't buy our picks, because all of our picks have a lot of viscosity, have a long finish, and are complex. If you rather just have something that's a little bit on the sweeter side, that's a little bit of an easy sipper, then look elsewhere. So it's all relative to what you like.
No, I agree. I agree. But that's the power of being an influencer is you really can reach a different audience than you can if you're state to state. So
listen for us.
There's another one. Like
for us too. And I'm glad Andy brought that up. It's all about variety. We really try to get stuff that's different and put different whiskeys in the hands of folks that would not have thought.
I would never have bought this.
Never have thought to buy that bottle.
Never. And I've drank half of it already.
Yeah. That is a chocolate pineapple
chocolate bomb.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Crazy.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jason, I'm going to do something. I'm going to send you a sample of this. All right, I'm going to throw this out there.
Oh, Old Line.
What is that? Old Line.
It's a Baltimore distillery.
Very. I see. Did I just see port cast single malt?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
This is a single barrel, 2-row malt, 3 years in white oak, alligator char, and then 1 year in the 20 port cast. I have fallen head over heels in love with this, and I think I have a pretty good palate. I'm just not gonna lie to you. I'll send this to you.
That.
If you, I'll listen. American single malts, I think, there's a lot of great ones. I mean, Westland being really up there, Virginia, and some other ones. So
I'll send this to you. If you ever are back in the Old Line state, you may want to consider. I mean, they're really good. Their single malts are just fantastic. So
Scott and I are thinking of doing an event over at Sagamore, kind of a meetup deal. So we'll keep you guys posted.
Let's go, guys.
That sounds good. Todd's busy tonight, but I'll join you. That was fun.
Christopher David, Robot Scott. Let's go. Everybody in the local area.
All right, Todd, you want to roll that beautiful?
I'm ready. I had it up. You took it down. Let's go.
All right, here we go, buddy.
All right, so we're giving away.
What are we giving away? What are we giving away first?
We are giving away. They're getting four.
Should we do multiple? We do multiple things. And yeah, that's a good idea.
I thought this was one winner. Are we doing two?
Well, I think Jason said let's do two winners. Let's do two winners.
Wait, what? Two winners for what?
That's going to piss some people off, Todd.
Oh, one winner. All
right.
Okay.
The prize tonight is you get a bottle of McKenna and you get a bottle of Jason's pick, which is absolutely phenomenal. All right.
It's sold out, by the way.
Go ahead and pull that up there. So this is sold out. You get a bottle of this. Plus, you get a 21090 shirt. Todd, show them your beautiful shirt.
It's 21090 beer, bourbon, and shamrock.
For St. Patty's Day. Okay, you need that shirt.
You need it for St. Patty's Day. It's got
two beers that are a locally distilled beer. It's all about that Bunt white stout.
It's a Imperial Chocolate Raspberry White Stout coming in at 10% ABV.
Todd, I think we give away too much sometimes, but you know what? But we love the people, so you know what? That's fine. That's
white chocolate raspberry what?
It is a Imperial Chocolate Raspberry White Stout. So it looks like a stout looks like this because it's using 2-row and grains that are sort of very slightly roasted to give you a roasted flavor. It's messed up. This is not a stout, right? It's not a stout.
It's a white stout. It's different. It's
stout.
not bad.
I don't know who Kathy Graves is, but she's amazing in the chat. She's awesome.
Kathy Graves, you don't know? Come on, Kathy is.
We went to high school with Kathy.
with her.
She's fantastic.
She knows you.
She is awesome. Todd asked her to prom, and she said no. She is such a cool. She is such a cool person.
It's kind of true, Dad. It's probably true. Literally,
she's awesome. Yeah.
Kathy's like, Andy's like, hey, Kathy, I do P90X.
Andy
Want to go to the prom?
It's kind of true.
I am amazing.
I am amazing.
All right, let's end this shit show. Let's go. Come on.
Go give away some bottles, boys. Here we go.
Come on, Andy. Bring it up. Andy.
All right, Todd. Go ahead, buddy.
This is for the
all the
white.
marbles. Thank you all. Appreciate it. Let's go. Who's gonna win?
All right.
So what is this first spin? This is for the.
This is for everything. This is for everything.
It's for everything. Jason, just get your get the bottle ready. This is for
Oh,
everything.
one person is getting all this?
Yes.
Everything.
Oh my goodness. Oh my god.
Everything's spicy. He's not even here anymore. God damn it.
Well, it's fine.
We do.
He supports us like crazy. That's fine. He gets the goods. He's got a good package going to him. That's fine. So,
by the way, Jason, have you done the one chip yet?
I have it. I have to schedule a live stream to do it with him. Yep.
Are you doing that with Phil?
Of course.
Yep.
All right, Todd will do that with you.
No, I won't at all. Absolutely not. I've done
Actually,
it once.
I'll do it with you, Jason.
I used to eat hot peppers with my grandfather, so I'm not scared.
I'll tell you what.
There you go, Jason.
He'll send it to me. He sent me the last couple. I'll do it with you if you want because
rigged.
Right.
How's it rigged?
Just for fun.
Rigged. So wait, so everything's spicy. All that. Everything?
That's what Andy says. That's what Andy says.
All right.
Blame it on Andy.
Well, look, we had the three things already. You sweeten the pot. I mean,
can we do one thing? I would like. So I know I love everything spicy, but let's spin it again because I want
somebody else
a person that's in the chat to get the Sagamore.
There you go. All right, there we go.
Right.
He's not even.
So you can give everything spicy, all that stuff. But
Yes.
let's see if we can get someone in the chat to win the Sagamore.
Andy, you okay with that?
Hey, look, that's fine. He's giving it away. It's not me. That's fine. So we will do that. And if everything's spicy, then that's going to be really funny. So
stay tuned, guys.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Come on.
Bring it up, Andy.
Someone in the chat's got to get this shit. Let's go.
Are
you ready, Andy?
I hope
Andy,
I win.
you ready?
Yeah.
Andy, you ready?
All right.
Is
I'm
it
ready,
up?
dude. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Go ahead.
Come on.
And the winner is Todd.
Who's got it? Oh,
Christopher David.
Oh,
hey,
you
all
love
right.
Christopher David. That's great. Oh,
He
perfect.
he probably already
that's
bought it,
awesome.
but that's okay. I think he actually bought it.
Yeah, he actually probably already has it.
He actually has it. He actually has it.
Everything's not coming up Millhouse.
not. What do you want me to do about that? We're
spin it again, man. Go.
Oh, okay.
Don't even think about it. Just go.
Remove. Is that right, Andy? Are we doing that?
This is Jason's deal, not mine.
All right, Jason.
I'm gonna blame it on him. That's fine.
He does that. I know he has it. He opened it up today and told me.
He definitely has it. Who's that?
Oreo wins. There you go. And there you go.
All right. Oreo cookie.
Oreo cookie. Yes.
Yep.
Oreo cookie. That's
and,
what it is.
and they are in the chat. Winner, chicken dinner.
All right. There you go,
All
Oreo.
right.
Well done, Oreo.
Oreo, you're gonna love this.
Jason, I'll email you her address. How's
Yes. Email me her address and I will send it over there. Yep.
All right.
So-
Perfect.
Well, hey,
All right.
this has been fun. Jason, thank you for joining us. I'm not gonna lie to you. We made some people upset tonight, but that's why we like that. That's what we wanted to do, right? That's great. So,
dude, I the last 2
Again.
weeks, man. The last 2 weeks, these polarizing, overrated, underrated is always good. So I appreciate the I appreciate you guys kind of putting this together and bringing the hatred out of everybody.
There you go, man.
we
You're the
like to
best.
get a rise out of people. You know what? It's fun. Yeah, so
Hey, have fun in Kentucky this week with Marty and Scott. And
yeah, we're gonna be with Marty, Scott, Darrell Stewart. Man, who else? Adelio Samuels,
Nice.
and yeah, just Dusty Dan is coming to help pick a 4
Dusty.
So we have some great palates that are going to be picking this pick with us, so we cannot wait.
I knew
Awesome.
I should have watched.
Thank you all tonight.
There you go.
We appreciate it.
Right,
I want to leave them with something that's not our typical ending. Let's do something fun from Todd. Let me see what can we do from Todd.
Enough.
Do my bag of tricks.
Enough.
Well, we'll do a little blooper to get out of here, Todd, just for fun. Let's
cheers,
see
buddy. Hey, Jason, thanks, brother. Cheers, man.
Jason,
cheers, guys. Appreciate it.
Right. Thank you.
Glad you enjoyed the pick, man. Take care.
Good stuff, man. Cheers. Stick
guys.
around, Jason. Just hang tight with us for a second, and guys, we'll see you next week.
We're never getting through this.
Wasn't ready for that.
Get yourself in check here. What's wrong with you?
Fine. I also didn't have dinner.
Oh, you didn't have dinner?
There's nothing in my stomach.
Oh my God. We drank 8 whiskeys.
I felt drunk after the first beer.
Oh my God. Jeez.
Is that center?
And barrel of beer. I don't even know at this point, Andy. We haven't gotten to that point. Come on, dude. Let's go. Finish this. This is important. Well, maybe not.
Do a still look high?
You do. You do. But let's go.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Where are we starting from?
Welcome back to 2TEN90's.
Welcome back to 2TEN90's.
Yes.
I'm Andy, you're Todd.
Yes. Okay. And just go into it. Let's review FAO2.
Let's just do it.
Don't worry about 01. Say
Don't
we
worry
love the
about it.
01. Say the difference.
I'm not worried about 01.
You're so drunk.
That was so springtime.
Fuck. God, what are we going to do? We've reached our limit, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know if this is a good idea at this point.
We got one more to do. Come on, sit.
Okay, hold on.
Come on.
I'm trying.